Hello, everybody out there in chess land. I'm Paul Whitehead, and live streaming round 2 from the Mechanics Institute Chess Club, the oldest chess club in the United States. There's Capablanca in the Mechanics Institute chess room. I'm here tonight with Jim Eade, who is, they can't see us yet, but they will in a minute. Former chess room director of the Mechanics Institute chess room. And so let's see here. I'm going down and trying to mark, trying to find there we go. There's Abel Talamentes. And
here we go.
And here we are, here with Jim Eade, and he's the author of perhaps the greatest chess book ever written, Chess For Dummies, and he's also former Mechanics Institute chess room director. What years were you here?
96 to 98.
96 to 98, and we're going to hear tonight all about that. I want to hear. Those were 2 years of. I'm sure a lot happened in those 2 years. But you've also been involved in chess in so many many other directions as well.
Yes, that's true.
So, what are you currently doing in chess?
Well, I've been involved. I was president of the United States Chess Trust, which is one of the longest-running chess charities. It's nationwide. We send sets and boards to Title I schools all over the country. We administer the Sanford Awards, so to help young players that show promise to be able to train, get trainers, get help to get even better. And we do a lot of things to support chess, but I couldn't, even though I was president, I couldn't quite get them to do all of the things that I thought were necessary in this day and age. A lot of people had been long-time trustees, and they were used to doing things a certain way, and I couldn't change it. So I decided to start my own foundation, and right now I am doing the types of things that I wanted to do that they could not. For example, the U.S. Chess Trust could only help schools or institutions that are in the United States. And the Eade Foundation has been able to send chess sets and boards to orphanages in Uganda, Zambia. We're involved with a chess organization in Zambia, or they're actually a soccer federation that wants to branch out into chess. So we sent them equipment. Also in Nicaragua, which I had to go through the U.S. Embassy, which is a different. I won't waste time with that story. But
no, I want to hear it.
Oh well.
Yeah.
They, in order to get to, you can't send stuff directly to the U.S. Embassy. You have to send it to a U.S. location, and the address is in code. So it's a military place that you're sending it to, and the U.S. Post Office knows it, and the military knows it, but it made no sense to me. It was like writing chess notation. But they knew that what city and what state that was. So it arrived there, and I assume they were inspecting it for explosive devices, or something
chess
that
pieces?
should. Yes, chess pieces might explode.
Hollowed out chess pieces.
Who knows what I would put in that chess piece? This one's heavier than this one. But the idea really is to make sure that it's safe to send to the U.S. Embassy. And so we sent the chess sets and boards through the military to the U.S. Embassy, and then to a bunch of kids playing with chess boards and pieces in Nicaragua now. And
nice.
And this. I started this organization October 1st, so I'm just getting started.
Right.
But we've already, I think, made a difference, put a lot of smile on kids' faces. And one of the other things I was involved in the last year was the World FIDE Junior Championship for the Disabled. And it was one of the
That is
best.
so fantastic.
It's one of the best things I've ever done in chess. And
So are you a FIDE, are you affiliated with FIDE then? Are you an officer of FIDE
No.
in any way?
I was, at one time, I was the zone president for the United States, Zone 1 in FIDE.
Wow. See, that I didn't know.
Yeah, so I was there for 3 years. But I found that I could not change that organization any more than I could change the United States Chess Federation. I was the executive board member on that from 96 to 99. And it's like, the progress is glacial paced.
Sure.
Although that's probably a bad analogy now because glaciers are moving much quicker.
Right.
But it's one of those things where I just want to make a difference, and I couldn't do it within those organizations. And I had a better fit with the U.S. Chess Trust that was just doing good work.
Mm-hmm.
And I just enjoyed it. And there wasn't any of the politics that's involved in FIDE or the U.S. Chess Federation. None of the bad stuff and all of the good stuff.
Right, I got you.
Yeah, so I spent 20 years there. But then again, I wanted to change that organization and make it more effective. But they were comfortable doing what they were doing, which is commendable, what they're doing.
Right.
But I wanted to do more.
I got you. Time
And-
is running out. I mean,
Exactly.
in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
I think. And people who want to get things done sometimes have to take matters into their own hands. I mean, on a local level, on a large level, and I really commend you for doing that.
Yeah.
It can be difficult to work within an organization where you don't think things are working fast enough.
Especially ones that are entrenched, and they're all volunteers. You know, they all think I'm donating my time and energy. Let's do it my way,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, so without disparaging any of them, because there are many good people in these organizations, but it's difficult to effect change. And so the ideas that I wanted to implement were continuously being frustrated. So I decided to strike out on my own,
Right.
where my wife is the only one with veto power. You know, if
Right.
she says I can't do
That's
something,
normal.
I can't do it. Right.
Right.
So, but otherwise, I don't have to get 8 out of 15 votes. I don't have to get
Right.
4 out of
You're
8 votes.
you're the boss.
Yes.
Right.
So it's
I've heard some
much
funny,
easier.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
So you've worn a lot of hats in your life, and we're going to take a look at some games here, and
Okay.
that'll be another way that we'll utilize your talents is by your FIDE master, and as I am. We're going to be looking at some chess games. We'll take a quick scan through the games right now. They've been underway for an hour already.
Yeah, okay.
So the people who are tuning into the broadcast,
We
and then
both-
we're going to go back and talk about whatever
Okay.
we're going to look at these games. We'll take
Okay.
pot shots at the.
I just wanted to say that
Yeah.
we're both FIDE masters, but Paul is definitely a stronger player. But
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
jealous of that at all.
We've never
because-
played.
And,
so-
yeah, the only thing I'm jealous of is I'm follically challenged and Paul is not, and I don't know how he
I still
pulls
have
that
some
off.
hair. I think it's because I
Yes.
quit smoking. I think if I had kept smoking, I might have lost so much. I don't know. My dad, if it's maybe my dad. So this is board 1 here. Here you can see all the boards here.
Yeah.
We have National Master Michael Walder is playing Kyron Griffith on board 1. Round 2 of the Tuesday night marathon. I'll run through the top, through all the boards, and then we'll come back to the beginning, and then
Okay.
maybe do a little chess, and then get back to the other stuff.
Sure.
And sort of go back and forth. This is Walder versus Griffith. And Griffith is a 24-50. He's, I think, the highest ranked
Strong
player in the
player, yeah.
tournament. A FIDE master with an international master norm as well. And Michael Walder is a dangerous opponent, and nobody's slouch. And they've already played this. By the way, I've seen them already have played this Nador variation.
This is standard.
F5 is not a move that I'm used to seeing
Me
here.
either.
I think White usually plays everybody back there, White usually plays g4 or bishop d3 or bishop e2 or queen g3, I think.
Yeah, it seems a little like you really haven't completed your development and you're making a...
But Michael Walder knows what he's doing, and
Right.
e5, okay. So I kind of would have expected knight e5, but then I guess queen h3, so e5. Black has enough control over d5, and he doesn't have to worry too much about weakening that square. And so this
That's
is
interesting. I would have thought b3, but okay.
well, the knight maybe is planning to challenge the d5 square.
Ah, okay.
So
which you couldn't do from b3.
Right, b3. Sometimes it's a target for the pawns.
That's true.
So maybe there's going to be a repositioning of the knight. But what am I to say? b5 looks, and here
He's
comes the
going
fight for the d5 square.
Oh, he goes right at it. Oh.
Okay, so this
Now
switches
he's got
things
the
up.
e4 square for that knight.
Right, e4. White's going to put a knight on e4, but black has the two bishops, and these kind of positions often can work out well for black.
Yes.
And here we are with a kind of an
This is
unbalanced.
interesting.
Yeah, it is an interesting game.
Because black
These
has
are
the
two
two
strong
bishops,
players.
no real weaknesses that I
No.
can see.
No. But how does either player make progress? That's what
That's not obvious to me.
What I've been teaching my students is that development never ends. You know, everybody thinks development's just for the opening, but development is always, it's an ongoing thing. So how does White continue to develop and expand his chances here?
Right, he wants to get his king pawns moving, but it's not
I
clear
kind of
how
like
you...
White's game. I mean, if he can play h4 and g4 and...
Well, yeah, h4
Yeah.
seems like it's threatening, because where does the bishop go?
Yeah.
It's got-
Anyway, we'll get back to this.
Okay.
Oops,
Interesting.
I went overboard there. Okay, now board 2 is an interesting pairing because we have club director Abel Talamentes playing Christian Clemens, and Abel's, I think, a B player, and I hope I don't get
In trouble.
for saying that. And Christian Clemens is an A player. So Christian is a strong player. So let's. Abel is the underdog here, but let's.
First thing I do is count pawns, and it's even. But there is a doubled pawn.
Right. Let's go back to the beginning, because for the sake of everybody, we've got a queen pawn game here, and black is playing
The London system.
Yeah, London system, and what black is playing. You know,
Normal.
as long as people don't develop their pieces, I'm happy. That bishop g5 I don't like, because you're making two moves with the bishop. So I'll rake Abel over the coals about that at some point.
What is Abel black or though?
He's white.
He's white.
Yeah, here's you can see up there.
I see.
Tell Abel
Okay.
white versus.
Yeah, but he would have to retreat it to g3.
Or leave it at f4, or take
Okay.
on d6, or play knight e5 maybe. But if he was
I
going to
might
move to
play-
g5, why didn't he play it right away? So I'm
Correct.
not sure this. I
Yeah.
see this bishop g5 a lot played, and it kind of smacks of amateurism to me, moving bishop f4 and then g5. So
It seems like he gave black everything he wanted when he can develop a piece and force you to move another one.
and black plays it.
That's interesting.
I'm not sure where Laura Goodkind is, folks. She was here last week, and so she's not on the broadcast this week. And somebody asked that on the chat.
Oh,
Do you know Laura Goodkind?
I do.
Okay.
She's one of my board members.
Okay, how about that?
Oh.
Okay. But she's not playing in the tournament. By the way, you know, apart from these 10 games that we're looking at, there's another. There's probably 80 or more people playing chess right now. Over 80 people playing chess in the chess club right now, and you can get a bit of a glimpse of that in the camera above us. And there's also another room that's being utilized for chess. So the club is full of people right now.
It's exciting to see.
Yeah. So, so you have a board of directors?
Yes.
Okay. How many people are on the board of directors?
3 others beside myself.
Okay.
Mark Pinto, who you know.
Mark Pinto. Oh, great.
Yeah. Laura Goodkind.
Lauren Goodkind.
And Carolyn Whitcott.
It's actually Lauren Goodkind.
Lauren.
Yeah.
Yes,
So yeah, he said Laura Goodkind.
Oh, yeah, it
or
is
White
Lauren.
Noise said Laura. So it's Lauren Goodkind.
Lauren.
And who else? And who's the other?
Carolyn Whitcott.
Okay, so I'm not sure that I've met Carolyn either.
She's back in the 90s. She was a very active tournament director and player.
Is that
Tom Dorsch's
right?
wife,
Okay,
yes.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so White, Black plays Queen B6, which is a strong-looking move there
Yeah.
to get out of the pin and target B2 and prepare for knight e4. Black has definitely got
Yes.
played a more active game and has no trouble in this opening.
Pieces are all well
Yeah,
developed.
rook e1 is to protect the bishop so that the knight can play to d2, but clearly Black has no problems here. And rook e8 is
Looking
maybe
E5.
to try to play e5, and Black again.
Wow, we have a rapid reduction of material.
Yeah, this is looking good for
BG3
Black.
though.
White puts the bishop back on now this protected.
Yep.
Okay, so White is thinking. And I mean, you know,
Yeah.
probably White's going to play pawn takes e5 or pawn takes e5
Is better than
and Black
C5,
Black is nominally better, but nobody's lost yet, that's
No,
for sure.
but Black has a better center.
So here we have youth versus age.
Okay.
Yeah, Ethan Boldy is a young man. He's an expert chess player, and he's playing that canny olds.
He was a good player back in my day, so Elliot Winslow.
Elliot Winslow is a player capable of churning out a good game against anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so this is a King's Indian which is these positions. I find them to be roughly even, where White has given up the d4 square, but has a space advantage.
I do like the pawn structure on E5 for Black, E5, C6 versus the E4, C4.
I do too, but sometimes you can get strangled with Black in these positions.
Yeah.
And you can see how the Black Knight has made a little tour to try to go to E6 and then to D4.
Right.
So that's what's going here. JRC chess player says, Jim Eade, a real chess lover. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, we love chess here.
That's right.
Yeah. So White's expanding on the queen's side.
He's got my number.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, other people are, so this is the chat going on
I
here,
see,
right?
yeah.
And we can type things in. In fact, I already did. I thanked everybody, and otherwise, just responding verbally to the chat.
Okay.
As I can both type and respond verbally. So, let's see. And Judith is also
someone
chat.
else is responding.
Right,
Yeah,
that's Judith.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so, okay, so this game, nothing is really going on there too horrible. Russell Wong, he's an old timer. He was probably playing
I know
chess.
Russell well. Yes,
Okay.
he played.
And he's playing Sosakobian, who, you know, even if you didn't know Sosakobian, his name would be enough to strike fear into you. Those
Yes, of
Armenians,
course.
those Armenians
course.
know how to play chess.
He's
He's an A player, and
You should say that about the players from the Philippines. You know, when
I'm not sure what dropping the bits means. Does anybody know what that means in chat? Thank you, Mark, for everything. So we have
It's a donation.
F4.
Oh. That's good.
What's that?
Bits are donations.
Very cool. Thank
Yeah,
you,
2 bits.
everybody.
Everyone's giving you
2
2
bits. Okay.
Now, this is my kind of game. I was a French player.
You were a French player?
for
Then I would have
years.
loved playing chess against
Yes,
you.
yes.
You know,
would have
because
played
I would
for space. Yeah.
No, but I won a lot of nice games with White against, and you know who one of my favorite victims was there were 2 players that I regularly gave it to, and one was Vince. I hate to say it, but Vince and I played it a few times, and I think he trotted out the French against me. And the other was Guillermo Rey.
Oh yeah, he was good. Yeah.
I beat him a couple of times with the white side of the French. So I love playing against the French.
Yeah.
That was my thing.
But I didn't play this kind of variation. But well, I guess I did. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know much.
Yes,
you know,
this
this is very
yes.
typical. Look at that Bishop
No,
H4
that's-
check. Now
that's
these
unusual.
are 2 players that go their own way. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way.
Okay.
Bishop H4 check looks like a waste of time, everybody out there in chess land, because I think White wants to play G3
Right.
anyway.
Get your bishop.
And yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now that's a good diagonal, but maybe
Sure.
White could play H4 first,
I would've-
right,
I
and then
would've-
Bishop H3. But
'Cause
White's
it's
going
blocking the H pawn now.
yeah,
so
White's going
that's-
for a quick F5 maybe. I mean, I think he's got the right idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are talking about McCambridge.
You never want.
And you know what, everybody out there in TV land,
I-
this is, you know, I see this as not only an opportunity to, you know, boast about the Mechanics Institute Chess Club and how great it is, but also, you know, why not blow my own horn every once in a while, you know, and
Well, I can't.
my own.
The only time I played Vince, he beat me.
Well, there must have
It
been
was
some
I was
memorable.
playing the black side of a Rogozin, so I was playing the Queen's Gambit declined.
Okay.
Because it was easy for me because I put my pawns on E6 and D5.
Okay.
French or
All right, I got
Queen's
you. Like
Gambit
you sort of a
declined.
Botvinnik thing, right? Where you
His 100 games were very instructive for me.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right, cool. So,
When you're black, put your pawns on the white squares. When you're white, put your pawns on the black squares.
oh, that's interesting. Hey, look, I never even thought of that. Well, you know, there's certain. I don't know how I did that. What I'm saying is that there were positions that I just felt comfortable playing, and when people played the French defense, I always felt comfortable with those kind of white formations, like with people playing the
Yes.
Winnower variation. It's hard to say
played the McCutcheon.
why you feel more comfortable in some situations than you do in others. And in fact, that's actually, as a chess player, that's kind of what you're supposed to figure out. What kind of game appeals to you, and you are trying to impose your will upon your opponent.
Very good. I agree.
And that's part of your task as a chess player, is to figure that out.
I like
think.
knights, and so I would play the Nimzo Indian.
Uh-huh.
So we pinned it, and I would play the McCutcheon variation of the French.
Okay, get your knight in on E4 or something.
Get the
and-
bishop on, B4, and take the knight when you can.
Right.
And then you have 2 knights.
I see. Yeah.
Everyone else is talking about the 2 bishops. I was going for the
If you
knights.
want to know,
That's why I didn't
Aiko
get to be an IM GM.
Oka, if you want to know how to play against the French, you might want to look at some of those players that were really specialized against the French, like, let's see, Tal. Tal used to rip the French defense apart, and a lot of it was just simple, fast developing moves. And that's one thing I always liked, because I always emphasizing development. And when you're white against the French defense, that's one thing that you're able often to do, is have this
Correct.
immediate space advantage
Space
and a lead in
advantage and
development.
development, yes.
But that doesn't
There's
necessarily translate.
I think
into-
there was a model game back in '95, but Tal was on the black side of the French against the Fermion.
And he also played the French against Fischer. And that's in my
That's
60,
provocative, yeah.
my 60 memorable games, a famous draw where Tal plays the French defense against, and it ends in a draw. So this game is very exciting. And look at this
Whoa,
e6 move. I
that
like
is
that.
Very good.
I like that move.
That is a very strong move.
It's a pawn sacrifice to get the knight into e5, and that's what happens. But that actually looks like a refutation. Because if knight c3, queen f1 check, I think White overshot the mark here with that move. That move just seems to almost win on the spot.
I would have moved my knight to...
rook e1 or rook f2 is forced,
gotta,
actually.
Gotta play one
so it's not. It doesn't win on the spot.
No, but
yeah, that's right, Aiko. We've met. Yeah. I don't know. I have trouble figuring out these. So rook f2 is played, and then knight c4. Black found a couple of really good moves there, and he's exchanging off that knight. And now there's a two.
Good night.
Yeah, Black. I like the way Black has played this. Black has played a strong game, and kind of Russell.
Add away Russell.
Russell seems to have kind of overplayed his hand here.
Oh, sorry, I got the colors wrong.
Queen d3 is a good move for Black now, obviously. And it's been played. Boy, aren't I a genius?
You've got, man. I got to take lessons from you.
Let's keep going on here. Carlos Davila, the great attacking genius. Let's see, he's playing Stephen Thiem, and I'm not sure of the
ratings.
Yeah. Let's see. He's an expert, and Carlos is an expert. And Carlos has been around for a long time, and we're really glad to always have him in a tournament because he really is a vicious attacking player and plays in all the blitz. He's a blitz specialist. Okay, so there's this variation. Black doesn't play d6, but invites the white knight in. This is, another idea.
Yeah.
And again, if you want opening theory, folks, you're in the wrong spot. Looks to me like Black's got a fine game here.
I agree.
I mean, he's given up the two bishops, but he has a lot of open development.
And is that isolated pawn strong or weak?
Well, I mean, I think that Black is okay here. And bishop e6 looks like a good move.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure that, but White's, okay, so knight d4. Looks like a good move.
Does to me.
An active move. Bishop f6. And Black takes with the pawn.
That surprises me.
Well, if he takes with the queen, then maybe knight d5.
But his queen is... Oh, okay.
Then knight f6 check.
Yeah.
So
Works
these
out
little tactics. So Black takes back that way.
Yeah.
And now White, queen d2. Is there a discovered check that does anything? Yeah, maybe. Bishop f5, king d1, knight c2. This is already we're in Carlos territory here. This is a wild game.
Yeah, I can't figure it out right now. I have to think.
Well, we don't have to figure it out to the end. Let them figure it out. So let's see. The White plays bishop d3, and I guess if knight a1, bishop f5, the knight will be lost on a1, and rook e1 is coming up. So Black exchanges and then bails out with knight b4. That looks like a good move. Queen f5 prevents queenside castling, and after kingside, the white rook comes into the game quickly. Look at this rook e4 move.
What an interesting move.
Is that a genius or what? The threat is rook g4 check.
Oh, and then if pawn takes, knight takes.
I mean, chess players live for these kind of moves.
This is really interesting.
It's a beautiful move.
Oh, yeah. I think
and it stops queen d4 check and everything. Is there a move for Black to escape this? What a shot. He might, he might have to play pawn takes rook.
No, I don't know.
Look at rook g4 check is a threat, folks. And then queen followed by queen takes f6 check.
So if the queen retreats and guards the f pawn,
like to d6, then rook h4 maybe.
Ooh.
But then the
We
black
still
rook
don't
could
have-
move. The black first you go rook g4 check and then rook h4. Yuck.
So the black can't escape
That's
to F8.
all she wrote.
I think you're right.
I think that's it. So I think
Oh my goodness.
black might have to play pawn takes rook and then after queen takes c5, play something like knight d3. But I don't think that's going to work.
Doesn't look like enough to me.
Okay, all right, let's move on, folks. It's Larry Schneider. This is a chess player that's returning after a lot of years, I think, to play. He's an expert, and he's playing Tom Mazer.
I know Tom.
Yeah,
very
I know
well.
Tom too. Tom and I played at one chess game, I think, way back in the 1980s in New York. We had to travel to New York to play each other.
That's
in
the way
a
it
New
works,
York
right?
tournament.
And probably get paired in the first
Yeah.
round. It's like,
We got paired. It was, I think, the New York Open.
Tom and I played 4 times.
Is that right?
Yes.
And what was the score?
Well, he won 1 game,
Uh-huh.
and which he constantly reminds me of.
Mm-hmm.
And I deny that it ever happened, but it did.
Okay.
He did win a game.
He won a game.
Yes, yes. And he was a part of a law firm, and so every week we would have a round robin, one game a week.
Uh-huh.
And it was all experts, masters. Boris Sif, who did you know?
Yeah, I
Boris
did know
Smith?
Boris Sif.
Boris
Yeah.
Sif played in those. He's probably the only really memorable player from those days. But this is
No,
back.
you and Tom are memorable players.
Yes, yes, thank you, thank you. And but Tom was really the host of it.
By the way, as everybody stop, this is the author of Chess for Dummies.
Yes.
Jim Eade here. There used to be a book, it's called Chess for Idiots, but now that by Mechanics Institute,
Patrick Wolf,
Mechanics Institute board member Patrick Wolf,
a much better player than I.
a grandmaster and 2-time U.S. chess champion, who's been on this broadcast before, but he's rewritten his book, and it's called How to Play Chess Like a Boss. It's called now.
okay.
So he's revised
Not
his
as catchy.
book. But so now you, in my opinion, have the ultimate chess book here with the
It's
Chess for Dummies
One
book.
of the smartest things I ever did. I can't. It's still in print.
It's still in print.
It was, and still, I still get royalty checks, and I wrote it in 1995.
That's
So,
fantastic.
Yeah.
And
And this is not what happens with chess books. I used to be a chess book publisher too.
Is that right?
And if we sold 10,000 copies, wow.
Wow, what chess books have sold 10,000 copies?
I know.
Apart from Chess for Dummies. I mean,
I was in a car once with Pinto was driving Lev Pasha's. I'm not saying his name correctly.
Sakis?
Sakis.
Lev Sakis?
Lev Sakis was in, and he told me he wrote a book called The Complete Benoni.
Uh-huh.
Fabulous book.
Right.
Technical work.
Right,
very,
right.
very
A
well done.
work of love. And
Yes.
yeah.
And he sold less than 10.
He sold 10,000 copies?
Not even.
Not even 10,000
So
copies.
when I told him how much I had sold, he said, "I'm very jealous."
Of course. Yeah.
All that work he put into it, and my analysis was minimal. you
Yeah,
know?
but you're teaching. You've got this is Chess for Dummies. This is like the greatest chess book ever written. Got to be one of the greatest.
All-time bestseller, and
Fantastic.
and when I was writing it, I considered it. What does the parent of a gifted child need? They need to talk a good game.
Uh-huh.
And so the Chess for Dummies was really written for the parent.
I got you. Okay,
And-
so it works on that level. What about The Idiot's Guide to Chess? What was that book? How did that compare to Chess
was
for Dummies? I mean, if you had to
Patrick's
buy,
book?
Patrick's book.
Oh, I think it sold phenomenally well.
It also sold phenomenally well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We compared notes one time, as you would.
Right.
And,
It's amazing that the Mechanics Institute had the Chess for Dummies and the Chess for Idiots Guide to Chess, both. I mean, that to me is just hilarious. It's we'll go down in history for that.
and I also wrote Remember the McCutcheon.
Oh, you wrote a book on the McCutcheon?
Yes.
I didn't know
Which
that.
is why I I played it
And
so often.
So
and
did
nobody,
that sell 10 copies?
Oh yeah, I mean it didn't even go into a second printing.
Okay.
And but yeah, I would love it because I would look at the informant, and there was no. It was the EC code was C4.
C4.
There was none.
Nobody was playing the percussion.
Nobody was playing it.
Right.
Now a lot of people do, but
yeah.
Back in
It's
when I was playing it, it was all my moves. You know.
It's interesting to see the evolution of chess opening theory. The openings that are being played now are some openings that we were even seeing in the 1800s, like with these Gyoko pianos.
You know, I think Fischer played a role in that because you know, he went back and
computers as well.
True, but he played over the games of Steinitz, and he incorporated. He brought back into championship level chess.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Yeah.
Things that we had forgotten about. We don't play that anymore. He revised it.
So this game is
interesting.
Yeah, it looks like actually one of those Gyoko old double e-pawn games. Let's see. It actually turns out it's a Scotch game. And Schneider, these are two old-time chess players here. Yeah. Black is chasing white around the board. Black has a totally equal game here.
Yeah, you're supposed to do all of these things, yes.
And that's a kind of a sharp reply.
It's got a point to it, yeah.
Except for it maybe loses a pawn.
It did lose a pawn.
And can Black take advantage of this pin on the file? On the D file. I have a feeling not.
I think you're right. I don't see it.
Yeah. So we'll move on here.
Black might have
look
too aggressive.
Black might have
maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, been a little too impatient. Okay, here's Stephen Gaffigan versus Joel Marcus, and I respect Stephen's play. He's a player that can bring down master. He's an rated expert, but he's a player that can bring down masters, and has brought down masters. And he's a Berkeley chess player. And we have another London system. You know, but Black's playing a King's Indian setup with B6, which is a good, flexible, interesting approach.
I played the London system because white pawns are on dark squares.
And white, okay, I forgot about that. And Black can play for C5 or E5 here, or just play P4.
I thought that retreat was not necessary.
May not have been, but he maybe was anticipating. So white has played a very slow and safe setup, and Black is playing more aggressively, and has an equal game, and these positions are fairly typical.
Yeah,
I like the way Black's playing though, because
ambition.
Exactly.
Hi guys, I have the winner for number 10 here for you guys.
Oh, we haven't even gotten there yet. Let's look at your game. Mateo, come on down. Yeah.
And this, you can speak into this
microphone. Yeah, all right, Mateo, let's go
participate.
look at your game. We're gonna skip over this. Okay, Mateo. Cool, let's go all the way to board 10. This, by the way, is for you folks out there in TV land, is the top board in the under 1600 section, which we're not only giving the top boards in the club a look-see, but we're also giving the lower boards so that everybody, we're including everybody. And also it's been an interesting evolution in our thinking, and like Nick DeFermian and I, we're looking at a lot of games from the lower boards, and we're finding them just as interesting, if not more interesting, as the games of the top players, because they're full of drama. There's stories and full of ideas, and chance for us to learn something. Yeah. So I'm going to go through the game, Mateo. And Mateo, you're white, and did you win?
Yep.
Okay, let's see.
Are you white?
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, after this move, I know you're white because Jerry played. Did you prepare against this? Did you prepare this against this? Because
this was hard
Jerry is. We know Jerry's going to play this in every game.
This is hard to meet unprepared.
Actually, he'll play d5 sometimes here. Yeah, we know our club players.
Yeah.
And so this
they
is
have
the
their
Latvian
tendencies.
Latvian counter gambit or whatever.
Yeah.
And I saw Tal, bringing Tal up again. I saw him play. He was a Latvian, so they probably had this analyzed out to the 29th move or something.
Of course.
Right. Thank you. The lower boards are sometimes more interesting. So 95 looks like I would play that,
Yeah.
right? Threatening Queen H5 check. Let's go through this slowly, though. All right, so now Queen H5 check, maybe not so good. But okay, Knight G6, you're just going to go right for it. And you know what? I bet you he's got this analyzed out.
Absolutely.
Jerry lets it rip. That's right. Okay, Queen E4 check.
I was surprised by that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a
I
little
could
surprised by
understand
that
why.
too.
Yeah.
What do you think that?
But it was necessary.
So maybe pawn takes knight and knight to f6, but then you could just play queen takes rook.
Yeah.
So it has okay.
I thought maybe he would do the queen.
This I'm not positive about. I was
Let's
thinking
see.
about this.
Let's see. You thought he would play
Queen f7 maybe.
queen f7, and then you play knight f4, and then what? He exchanges queens and plays f takes e4,
Or
and
if
he's
he plays
down
queen
a pawn.
f7, you could even play
Yeah,
e
yeah,
takes f.
Yeah, you're just down a pawn. He's down a pawn in the end game.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe back to the drawing board. Queen e7, I think, is a mistake here, folks. I don't think black is supposed to play queen e7. He's supposed to play queen f6, right? That's the book move.
I think
queen
so.
e7 is I'm going to have to tell Jerry that's a bonehead move, because it is.
But if he plays it all the time,
yeah,
how
he
could he be making it?
You got me. You got me. I have no idea. I think
He must know
he must know it, and yet look what he does. He plays queen e7. Queen f6 is the book move here. Yeah, so what's going? Yeah.
All right.
So
G6.
G6, knight f7. If queen f7, knight f4, and white's a pawn up. You know, after the queen exchange and f takes e4. So that's just bad for black. Just
I agree.
Absolutely bad. So Jerry goes in with queen e4 check, bishop e2.
Now the G pawn.
Now the G, yeah, you could, let's see, you could play king d1 here, probably.
That's what I would have looking at.
And then even though you can't castle, both pawns are protected and you're ready to play knight c3 really fast, and you're ready to take the rook. So, I mean, but this is probably works too. Let's see.
Well, that is interesting.
That attacks the queen. It looks, yeah, okay. You could probably back up to h4 as well, even there.
Whoa.
But well, then he takes
Then
on
it's
g2.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see what happens here. Can I go back a move, Matteo?
Yeah.
What are you going to play on queen takes g2? Oh, you're going to take the rook with check.
Yes.
Boy, Jerry, what did you do here?
And
yeah,
it's worse than
that's
that.
just... Okay, so knight f6 is forced. Queen h3 defends the pawn at g2.
Although he could
Queen
take the
f7
knight
is a
now.
trap. Am I missing something? If I am missing something out there, everybody let me know. Rook g8. Black may be getting a little something going here. d3, queen c6. That keeps knight f8, king f8. Well, now white solved his problems here.
I don't see.
Yeah, black. That's a sharp move. Taking a pawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you made a mistake there.
Okay.
When you-
Yeah. Go on. Tell us, Matteo, what's
Because-
going on?
Because now you've like he can take with the queen and then he loses an h to check.
Yeah.
Right.
They can't take with a
And
queen.
you can't take with the rook either, so then he gets worked by the bishop.
Rook to g2, bishop to f3. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if queen c2, you can always take that knight with check. Yeah. This
Yeah.
is just getting really bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us some more. Knight a6. I guess black wants to
He
develop.
wants to play, yeah. He pawned up.
All right, so
Attack the queen.
what you have won 2 pawns, black can't castle, and he's a little bit ahead in development, and he's throwing
knight c3.
sand in your face. What else? Go on, Mateo, tell us what's going on here.
Yeah, I think. Also, I'm threatening against the knight, so I can get my pieces against that. Hopefully.
Whoa.
That
That's
threatens
tough.
queen f6 check. That's
That would be ball game if he did that. Yeah.
and he
He
just
allows it.
doesn't even
That's a mistake.
and you just take, and
Why
Jerry
not?
gets a pawn for the piece.
Could have done like rook g6.
But then you just move the bishop, right?
Wait,
Okay. Going
Oh.
back here. Yeah. So he should play rook g6, and then maybe you could try bishop h5 or just play some safe move or
Bishop
something,
f3. Yeah.
right?
yeah. And then I think if I do bishop h5, I think he could do. Or wait, could he do any? Oh no, he couldn't really respond to that.
Well, he could play d5 maybe then. Yeah. Right, because if you play, he's threatening your queen then. The simplest thing would just be to just try to develop fast in some way, right? I guess knight c3 or something like that.
Or well, it looks like bishop f3 is still possible.
Yeah, that's true. Rook g6, maybe bishop f3.
Oh no, then d5.
Yeah,
d5.
that seems bad.
Anyway, yeah,
For
Yeah.
I
No.
trust white in this position.
Yes, I think we could
I
figure
trust-
out the right move.
I
here.
trust white in this position. So Jerry inexplicably just gives you a whole piece.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
I guess maybe he could have done like king g7.
I mean, anything, Mateo,
Yeah.
right? I mean, anything. King g7's better. King
Well,
f7 runs into bishop h5
right.
check. But I mean, yeah,
And
I'm really puzzled by that. Mateo, is there anything else in this game that you
Worth
had any
looking at?
questions about?
Yeah,
You-
I thought he was getting me at the end.
Really?
And-
Let's see.
Yeah, 'cause
Can you castle, or have you already moved your king?
No,
Yeah, I think
he hasn't moved his king. We were looking at a variation.
Just castle.
Yeah, I think I should have castled.
And let him take one of those pawns,
Yeah.
right? Let him
Yeah.
play knight a2 check or something. Always try to play actively, as much as possible. I think. So bishop d1 but you're still winning. I mean, okay, so black is desperately trying to get his pieces out.
I was thinking
I'm not worried.
I was thinking f3, but then I would lose.
Or bishop c3.
Yeah, watch out here. Bishop c3, some safe move. Although he might have like rook check and bishop h3 or some tricky little
For,
Oh.
for
thing
f3,
like
I was
that.
going to lose the knight.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Paul.
How? Yeah, because he'll play rook
Yeah.
check and then take your and king f1 rook d2. Okay, so bishop d. You can see how bishop d1 can. So now you went
Oops.
back to e2.
Oh, no, I actually took it.
Oh, you took it. Well, yeah, we have a problem sometimes with the DGT technology here, which
So
will
that should be
it
there,
straightens
yeah.
itself
Yeah,
out.
okay.
So you took it,
And
and
now
then
king
he can only
F1.
take one piece at a time, I think. Oh, and here goes the
Yeah, he's
ridiculous,
taking the rook, yeah.
ridiculous DGT technology.
Oh,
so he took
come
the
now.
bishop.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great technology,
It
but
is.
sometimes it really produces these funny things here. So you've done the right thing. You've exchanged a couple of pieces. He's forking you twice here. Rook c7
Yeah,
looks much better
I would have played
here.
that, I think.
I
Mateo.
think I played it.
Oh, you did play it?
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Oh no.
Right.
Yeah. Look at the
Oh.
DGT.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did play rook c7.
Yeah,
He
that's-
took. I see. We're straightening,
Whoop.
and that couldn't have happened.
No,
Yeah,
no.
That didn't happen either. We're having some.
The original, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna borrow this one, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I
And we'll
see.
try
We're
to
having
adjust-
fun. We're having fun with the DGT mess up here.
Oh, gosh.
Well, you're
Yeah,
only.
you don't have to move out a check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mateo, congratulations.
Well
sir.
done.
Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. So are you?
Especially when you're threatened with that kind of opening where you don't know it.
Are
No,
you?
yeah.
That is
You're
impressive.
2-0, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, some of these moves during the end there didn't make much sense because they're the DGT mess up. But I'll have to tell Jerry that some of his moves didn't make any sense. And
The opening.
the opening.
The Queen E7.
Queen
I think you got to
E7 is
ask
a
that.
lemon.
Why would he play that?
Yeah.
When Queen F6 seems
when he
so
plays this
logical.
opening all the time.
Hmm.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mateo.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
2-0.
Hey.
Yeah. Let's hope he goes
going.
9-0.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, you're
I
off
don't
to a
know
good
about that.
start.
Are you coming
Yeah.
this weekend?
Oh, possibly, hopefully.
Okay.
Okay, folks, that was amusing.
That was
Thank you.
worth playing over.
Yeah.
Shall we check?
Let's go-
Let's check, yeah.
Let's go quickly to.
These are A players?
This
or-
is the top board in the AB section.
Okay.
We have a relatively. Let's go back
looks
to the
pretty normal.
beginning. Yes, sort of a
Doesn't look
Sicilian.
Latvian to me.
Boom, boom, boom. I aim my commentary sort of at the club level. We can't move the pieces, so I'm just going A, B, C, and kind of like giving my sort of the evaluations. Not going. I'm not trying to find the ultimate truth in chess here.
Of course.
So we have a dragon.
Yeah, I gave up on looking for that too.
We have a dragon Nadorf hybrid here with black playing, which Carlsen has been playing, or has played in the past too, which is sort of playing this dragon along with A6 and B5. And this is very sharp. This could be,
Somebody's winning.
this could be disaster for either player. Driving the knight somewhere, and White's saying to Black,
Here
be
I
careful.
come. Yeah.
And Jerry Mays is trying to really up his game lately. He's been he went through
Seems like
a raw period there where he was getting, but this is a sharp game, and
Yeah,
Usman's a good
too.
player. He's an expert. Oh no, I guess he's an A player, but he's
Borderline,
capable.
yeah.
He's in that section.
Yeah.
So, all right, this is a sharp game. Could go either way, folks. Let's go back up to board one and see how this game progressed after this. And
Yeah,
H4 like
H4
we
was
thought.
likely,
Black
yeah.
goes back that way. Knight
That's what I would've
H5.
done, yeah.
Michael Walter is an aggressive player.
Yeah, looked a
Black,
little
that is
like
not a move I would want to play with Black.
No.
And maybe Michael has set some problems for Kyron here. Bishop E6. I think trading queens would be Black's goal here with Queen E3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because this pressure on the king side is a
severe.
lot. And White's correct, I think, in trying to avoid trading queens.
Yes, I agree. And
But although
what-
Rook
what
C4 is
can Black
annoying,
do?
this is.
Oh, good point.
This
That is annoying.
Yeah, let's see what happens. He's thinking.
He's got to play.
So this is a very sharp position.
And what do you
And
play?
Kyron
Knight
likes sharp
C3?
positions, and that he plays in Nadorf, but Michael Walter likes sharp positions too. So, yeah, this is tough. Okay,
Knight G3, Rook C4, Knight G3 looks forced.
attacking. Yeah, Rook C4. Maybe can he get away with trying to just bust in with F6 and Queen D7 or something? F6 does threaten. F takes G7.
That's true.
Threat. So
But what if I ignore it?
if you play G6, then maybe I can go right in Queen D7, and no matter what piece you take, I play Queen E7 check and Queen E8 mate. All right.
That's a threat.
So Rook C4 could be met by White
F6?
playing F6. I want to just throw that out there for you in TV land.
Yeah.
Should I be calling it TV land? I'm not sure. Anyway,
Twitch land.
Twitch land. Okay, here we have Club Director Abel Talamentes on board 2.
Yeah, that looked forced.
He took on e5, and now it goes back. Oh, this
he
is
likes
not.
to move his bishop.
This is not inspiring me at all. And he's doubling on the important e file. Boy, I'm going to give Abel some grief later on, even if he wins the game.
There are games going on in the other room, so I can't laugh out loud.
You're doing really well at that. Normally, I would just forget and just start laughing.
And it's only because it's Abel that we're laughing.
Twitchland. Yeah, okay, so we'll do Twitchland. Then TV Land, yeah. TV Land sounds awfully old-fashioned.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
You got black and white TV.
So what I see is, black. I mean,
Yeah,
black,
I
white
kinda
is
like
D4
black's-
is maybe coming here. Okay, so we're in Twitchland. All right, so
Oh.
and now the white bishop returns to
That's
G3.
why he played the rook there,
And
so
do you
to
remember?
avoid D4.
Do you remember, folks, way back on move 8 or something when the bishops were opposed and white could have traded bishops back then?
Now
There's been a serious waste of time
1, 2,
here.
3, 4.
Yeah, he's played bishop f4, bishop g5, bishop h4, bishop g3, and now the bishops are opposed back here again. I think Abel, we're going to have a little. I've said
It's
that
math.
we should have what do they call it, the tool shed or whatever, and yeah, okay.
We're only
So-
laughing because it's Abel.
We're laughing. We'll
anyone
laugh at
any-
anybody.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
here's youth and
Old age and treachery.
versus old age and treachery. And these guys, even though Ethan Bolte, I mean, I'm not sure how old he is. He's still a young man. But he and Winslow have probably played a whole bunch of times already in these tournaments. You'd be surprised at how often,
Good for him.
how many times these kids have played. It's great. It's
nothing like when we were growing up.
no. I mean, there were some of these kids have already played. They're 12, 14 years old. They've already played as many tournament games as I ever did.
Yes.
It's amazing.
I know. I used to have to drive 4 hours to get to a player that was better than me.
Which, yeah.
Well, that was because I was in a rural area. but
right. What rural area was that?
It was the northwest corner of Massachusetts. I was born in New Haven, Connecticut, but the northwest Massachusetts, you say Massachusetts, you think Boston.
Uh-huh.
I want you to think Vermont, because
Okay.
that's where I was.
Okay. So, how old were you when you got interested in chess?
15 is when I played my first tournament game.
And that
in
was? 1972. 1972. So I was
For obvious
12.
reasons.
Yeah, Bobby
Yeah.
Fischer got us all. Bobby Fischer got us all into chess.
But you grew up around this area.
I got interested in chess also in upstate New York. There was a kid. I was staying with my grandparents over the summer, and there was me and this other kid were the only people the only kids in this up there during the summer in this sort of retirement community in upstate New York. And in the Catskills. So you know what that area looks
yes.
like. And my grandparents,
Beautiful.
It was
It could be.
beautiful, and I spent my time riding my bike and maybe going to the swimming pool or something.
Sure.
And there was another kid out there, and he was interested in, he invited me over to his house, and he turned on the TV, and there was this broadcast of the
Shelby Line.
Fischer-Spassky
Yeah.
match. And
I was watching. I was
you were
glued
watching
to the
that,
channel.
and that's interesting. And then he pulled out his chess board, and he had these chess books, and I was hooked right then and there. It was like, boom, this is incredible. This is amazing, and I got infected with the chess bug, and then took it home. and my brother, I infected my brother with the chess bug, and he eventually got to be a stronger player than I did.
He was very good.
And was more dedicated to it.
And that's what it takes.
In the end.
You got to put the work in. You get to a certain level, like our level, by talent. You get further, you have to work on it. You really, you don't get there by just
And there was also this, and there was another world out there for me, and I didn't like traveling. That was a big part of it for me. It killed chess for me. Was going across the country and sleeping in a hotel room where I couldn't get any. Couldn't sleep. I was a homebody. I liked to sleep in my own bed. I didn't like traveling, and the life of a professional chess player was a lot of traveling and being able to sleep like that in strange places, and also one other thing was that there was no, like, you could be in Paris or someplace like that, playing a chess tournament, and it would look like it's a tournament hall. You could be in the most exotic place on earth, and it had the same appearance somehow of being.
Totally understand that.
And so it lacked glamour that to my mind anyway, at that age, and lacked a certain. There were several reasons why I got out of it, why I got out of chess, but I always kept my hand in it, and now I love chess in a different way, in a way that I'm still finding out about, writing about chess, talking about chess, and working at the Mechanics Institute.
And you just random problems, and you just get fascinated.
And my friendships in chess have lasted me longer, way longer than any other chess, than any other friendships. It's been an interesting
and we talk
world.
our own language, Other people wouldn't understand what we're talking about, and we do, and we just a couple words, and I know.
So the chess friendships have lasted a lifetime. So this is, again, Black is trying to get a grip on that d4 square, and now he's conceded the d5 square, and it's who can get their pieces in, who can get their pieces into these juicy d4, d5 squares.
Or even b5 now.
And as Elliot's thinking, which, so I predict knight d4 and knight d5 are both coming up, and thank you, White Noise. We're grateful for your watching. So let's see. Let's go on here.
Paul and me talking to each other here.
Yeah, for all we know. So there's Queen D3. We left off at this point. Queen A4 check, B5.
Didn't see that coming.
Queen A6, bishop and castles. Can Black not play Bishop D4? I guess not, because of Queen C8 check. So White is now faced with losing the piece on D4 anyway. This has been a bit of a tactical. I have a feeling this is turning out well for Black, but I'm not sure.
I was wondering about B5. Was that necessary?
But this may be turning out well for Black, who's going to regain the piece on D4, and then
he's got to get out of the pin.
Yeah, but it's not easy to do. It's not. This is not an easy position.
It is not. I agree. And
Black is a direct threat if Bishop takes D4. Does the knight have a safe square? I'm not sure. Maybe knight B3, just giving up the rook directly, because then if Bishop F2, King F2, and White has two pieces for a rook.
That's not so bad. Yeah.
Right.
I'm still
but the Black
questioning
Queen
B5.
is all over the White position there. So
you can paralyze the pieces.
This is giving me a headache. Let's move on.
Oh, Okay, that's the criteria we use.
We can afford to do that. This was like a brilliant move.
I
Rook
thought so,
e4.
yeah.
Look at this. Black plays rook e8.
He's got to
Rook
go to
check. Okay,
F8.
so he
He's gotta
found
go
a
to
way to
F8, yeah.
way to get out. And a3. Carlos, he's loosening up the protection. This is another game that's going to give me a headache here in a minute. Does White have any knockout blow here? I'm not sure. Queen F. There's all sorts of tempting
Queen
moves here.
This is tempting, but
Queen F6. We don't have an engine analysis running here, folks.
I know something that could sing.
Yeah, something that could tell us what to do. So we have to try to figure
why
it out.
isn't Queen F6 good though? I don't see her.
It looks like a strong move. White would like to have his king on d2, and then invade. He's like just one move behind here, a3 is forcing though.
It is forcing.
Let's see what happens. And Black goes in there. Okay, so
how can
if
that-
he I guess going back to c6.
Yeah, he loses.
Wouldn't-
Does he?
Yeah, that's not clear, but he goes into d3. He's intending to capture on f2 after queen takes d3, which looks forced, or just about forced. The question is, can Black threatening rook e1 mate? That stops it, and now Black picks up the rook on g4. I'm not sure. This game has been a seesaw battle here.
Sure has.
And taking the rook on g4 looks better than taking the rook on a1, certainly.
And we thought rook g4 was a stellar move.
This is still queen h.
I'd play rook c8.
b5 threatens
Well,
queen
same
c4
thing,
mate.
yeah, I was gonna
Threatens
play
queen
rook c-
c4 mate. Check. I think White could be in some trouble here. Well, he is in trouble. I
He's
guess
definitely in trouble.
He's the exchange down now. All right, this has been an incredibly. This game interests me. So let's
Yeah,
look.
that looks really good. That
not gonna
looks
say-
like the only move.
I'm not going to say that I saw more
Or as
than the players.
Johnny
but-
Fed would say it's box.
So maybe rook g4 just forces the king to where it wants. Maybe White has to be a little more subtle here and play something like rook h4 or
h4,
something.
right.
I don't know for sure.
I can't.
Okay,
see
somebody just
the end.
pointed out that in this position, White can play queen takes g7 and knight c7.
Yeah, but then rook check, rook e8.
Then
No,
rook e3
6,
check.
3, yeah.
Very good, very good. It's actually still Black up 2 rooks for a rook and a knight, because after knight c7, Sizzle Biscuits there, who's saying arg, rook e3 check, yeah. So doesn't quite work, good idea, and it helps keep me awake.
I guess it doesn't help the viewer for me to point at that screen that we see.
It doesn't, yeah. Okay, so this game, Black is trying to develop something on the pressure down the F file. Look at this
Whoa.
bishop G4 move. Tom Mazer just,
That
that
that's
doesn't look like
surprising.
it should work. It's
That surprised me.
because
Whoa.
I guess if pawn takes bishop,
Knight takes?
or rather H takes G4 in the terminology, knight G4, but then it looks to me like White could plug up the D file by playing bishop D5. So I don't think this bishop G4 move works at all.
I don't see it
I
either.
see, it looks to me like HG4, knight G4, with the
Bishop
idea
D5.
of knight E3 and takes on D4, but then bishop D5.
And you've always got two pieces protecting it.
You just took a piece there. Yeah. Does that look like it works to you?
No.
No, I don't think so either.
But maybe Tom saw something that I'm not seeing.
So
but
White plays safe and sound with rook D2, and
He thinks
and
the
that's
same-
still
yes.
difficult for Black.
I still, yes.
The bishop is still
is
hanging,
Yeah.
and okay. The first move that the first move that chess masters always look at is taking. Why can't I take this piece? Greed is important
Yes.
in chess.
Material matters.
Yeah, material matters. And the first thing, if somebody's giving me something, I want to say, can I take that? Can I? Chess is a very
You have
materialistic
to
game.
think that way.
All right, back to Marcus and Gaffigan here. So we have this maneuvering game where White wasn't really trying for much.
I thought White was too passive.
Yeah, although these games this can be difficult to play for Black. Black has to be patient, and White's play often has a latent strength.
I agree.
And Black can, White's got annoying moves like Bishop B5 here, for example.
True.
Right, that's going to force the rook to move or something. C4 and C5 is another idea here.
That answers it.
But
Well-
does Black really want to go back in that way? So
I see.
Yeah, this is where White wants to play and distract Black from the king side. So this is very thematic for White
Very.
here. Although why?
I don't
Maybe
know
it's
why.
badly timed.
That didn't look right.
Yeah, maybe it's badly timed, but it's sharp. It's sharp. This could go, I guess, if C takes D4, C7 is hanging, and this is sort of what White is always aiming at, is trying to break through this pawn structure. But I mean, C D4. If you take on C7, then Black can play D3, or D takes E3. So why is this any good for White? Excuse me, everybody. Why is this any good for White? I don't know. I don't think so.
Can we back up for just a couple
Sure.
moves? I don't know if B takes was the right move.
So you're thinking he could play D takes C5, but then
Right.
there's that Bishop H2 takes C7
Got it.
thing.
Missed it.
That White's always hoping
Yes,
for.
the bishop
in
was
this-
hiding on H2.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Okay.
So instead, somehow I think this should work out for Black.
I've got that
I mean,
feeling too.
Yeah, Rook A8. Well, not Rook A8 because of Queen
Just,
C7, but
yeah.
just maybe C takes D4. It's sharp.
Let him show what
It's
he's
sharp.
got.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's go back to. Okay, we haven't seen this game at all. This is Natalia Sodakova, who is she's woman FIDE master and one of our top players, and she's on board 8 here. And dangerous player. I'm always rooting for her to win this tournament. She hasn't won it yet. She's won, I think, come second numerous times.
It's a strong
won the
tournament
top.
if she's on board 8 then, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or
what's
did
the
she
second
lose her
round?
first
I think she
round?
lost her first round. Maybe I'll have to double check, and I
she
can
must
double
have.
check right now. See, here's this DGT thing. It's giving us
Yeah.
each round, and Sodakova lost in the first round to Gianluca Pane. So,
Okay.
D5.
This is so thematic. It's the
Bishop
kind of move.
B5.
Yeah.
I don't know about Bishop B5. What about
This
E
is why I
takes
gave up
D5?
E4.
You gave up E4?
Yeah, I don't like these open positions that everything has
Yeah,
to be
everything is
just so-
critical,
yeah.
right?
That looks reasonable.
I think Black should be okay here. This has been a kind of an eccentric treatment by White, and this position should be fine for Black, with the two bishops making up
And
for
she's
the
trying to get rid of the Isolani, or
making up for
he.
the pawn slight
I
pawn
see, yes.
weakness.
with B8.
Black has a little bit weaker pawns.
Can't
So-
castle.
White's utilizing the C4 square. But again, this is an active position for Black. I don't know about giving up the bishop pair like that
That
so easily.
didn't look right.
It doesn't look right. Clarence has his own way of playing chess. I've noticed.
As many of us do.
As many of us do. All right, let's go to Usman.
What happened?
Jerry Mays is trying to queen a pawn here. Let's see.
It seems like one move
I had a
and one
talk.
move
I had a
only.
talk with Jerry Mays right before the tournament. In fact, we went out for coffee, and he was talking. Okay, so let's see. After E5, he took on.
Yeah.
He took on G6.
Because he was going to force, after pawn takes, bishop takes, hitting the rook, then capturing again.
Right. So I was talking to Jerry, and he is speaking like a man possessed of a new chess identity or something. He said, I think his results have been disappointing lately to him, and he has decided to make a change in his game. And this is a very aggressive game, is not the Jerry, is almost unrecognizable. Jerry, is this a questionable? So let's see, he takes on D4, bishop D4, hitting the rook on,
What's to prevent? Yeah, pawn takes.
knight E5,
G8
bishop takes
takes
E5.
H7.
So black is way behind. Maybe black should not have done this. Plays rook D4, but that doesn't help. Except for you can play knight E5, but then the problem is that you get hit. You could also F4 could have been played there too. It looks to me like.
Well, then knight.
Oh, then knight takes G6.
Yeah.
Okay, but rook H7 is a shot out of nowhere. Does
That
black
looks
have
bad.
a move?
Because taking on F7 is coming up.
Folks, I see, is there a brilliancy here or what? What if black plays rook G8? Does anybody see the finish after rook G8? I'm saying that, I'm going to let, before you say anything, fellow FIDE master, does anybody out there in Twitch land see the move for white after black plays, say, rook G8? Brilliant, brilliant finish. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I would take, if he played rook G8,
Yeah.
I would take queen takes the knight.
Queen takes E5, check. D takes E5, G takes F7, mate. Oh, it's not mate. Oh,
but-
king E7, but then
you
he
take and
takes the
queen,
rook, and then there's the
yeah.
queen hanging as well.
Yeah.
All right, we have a game that's ended on board 2. I'm interested in seeing what's happened there.
I don't know if there was that much
Let's see.
interesting.
Rook
things
takes
that-
H7.
Did you draw?
Let's just go up here. Let's see what happened here. Jerry Mays playing like a man on fire.
Is that right?
And he's winning this game, I think, easily.
It looks
probably.
like it to me.
Just take on E5, and that's it.
That's an incredible result, actually.
And it does look.
Yeah,
look
he's
like
played a
it.
great game. He's played a great game so far, and he's got an hour left on his clock. No, it turns out it's not mate, but it's good enough for that line that we were just looking at. Abel, you played a game of chess here that we were commenting. It ended in a draw.
Yeah, I thought you might be able to hold that.
I consider that a great result.
'Cause
I didn't like my position, actually.
I didn't like it either. I didn't like the
we
way you were
didn't, we
playing.
didn't like the bishop move, F4, G5, H4, G3.
Yeah.
You know, we were making
Playing
fun
around
of you.
with it.
Yeah, just moving that bishop around.
I lost a bet.
It could have gone to G3 in one move. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the reasoning might have been poor, but I moved it to H4 originally, attacking the rook, because I felt like I needed to position my knight.
Abel
Better
Talamantes, Chess Room Director, you might not have been able to hear him, but we've given him the mic.
So yeah, it was earlier. Is this I can't remember exactly where.
You can do the old back
the
and
old
forth. Here, I'll
backwards.
help you.
Yeah,
here.
yeah, just go back.
Okay. Let's go back to the first move.
Yeah, yeah.
and I'll say,
I'll
thinking?
try to I'll try
What
to
were you
remember what
I
thinking?
played
with
D4.
Well, you know, I saw one of the coaches in one of the
Second
elementary
best by
schools
test.
say,
Okay, so we're gonna. I like the way
London
that I
system.
like the way that Black played this. Played the opening here, and I'll just come up to this position. I think Bishop G5 is not.
yeah, I kind
not
of
really the move here.
yeah, I kind of felt like after I did that, I started playing around with the bishop too much, and I wasn't liking where my bishop.
Maybe if you get this position again, you could try knight e5 or
Even earlier, you could have responded to C5 with E3, which is the way I'd play that position.
okay. Let's see what
If
are
I'm-
you talking about here
No, earlier.
earlier?
When he plays C5,
Okay.
he plays C3. And
Okay, so
E5, E3 is
Right
an
there.
option
Yeah.
because the threat is supposedly Queen B6, but then I would play Knight C3, and it's a very interesting game.
Yeah, I mean, E3 seems like an obvious move, and even right now, I'm trying to figure out why I wouldn't.
Okay, well, I think everything is kind
Everything's
of
fine,
reasonable.
because
I mean,
you
you're
get to the
playing
same
reasonable
kind of
moves.
the same kind of position.
Um,
There, yeah.
yeah, I mean, you know,
Yeah,
it's
all
a little
reasonable.
slow, but nothing doing. But Bishop G5 looks like a waste of time.
Yeah, it's just a
And
tempo
so
loss, yeah.
maybe knight e5
Mhm.
or Bishop G3 or leaving the bishop on F4
just-
maybe.
Just playing.
Yeah, I
Um,
considered that actually, and just because I know that if he takes the bishop, I'd rather have his bishop than my bishop right there.
Yeah, and this, and also knight e5 is another move
And
that
the-
you could have considered.
And one thing I didn't think about was when he played Queen B6, that really sort of defeated the purpose of me.
Unless
playing
you're
G5.
taking, yeah, because now he's going to play knight e4.
Right, and then I don't want to take right there because I'm castled. So, so I felt Queen B3 was the only real thing I could do, like in this position.
Well, you could play bishop takes f6. Because if he takes queen b2, you can go knight d2,
I wasn't-
and then try to play rook b1 and rook takes b7 and sharpen the game up really
and it
quickly.
gets very
I actually
sharp.
wasn't worried about Queen B2. I was worried about
Him taking
Taking
back
there
and then
and then-
castling on the queen side.
Right.
And he's got the two bishops and maybe a potential.
I just didn't want that open
Gotcha.
file.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, yeah.
And it might have been okay, especially with my bishop there, if I could get
Queen
it to
b3
G3.
is the reasonable move.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay. All right. So knight e4 naturally. Black has no problems here at all. And there goes the bishop moving again. But I can see that
And then rook E1 to defend the
to
bishop.
defend the
so I
bishop,
can move
so
the
you
knight.
move the knight. Yeah.
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 So there's
You know-
some logic.
Yes.
no,
there
it's-
is,
there
but,
is.
but unfortunately, you're passively preventing threats that Black would have, rather than dictating to Black.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
And I'm not sure about
He's
this.
controlling the pace. Of
Right. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about rook e8, and Black could maybe try to play f6 and e5, for example, and do
Dominate the
this
center.
with the pawns. But this is Black plays a very straightforward thing.
Now I
he's
think you
definitely
got-
got an
you know.
even game. Black is better here, but
Yeah.
maybe not
That
that
much
much better. And you have to do this.
Yeah.
And now,
that move.
yeah. Now the reason I did that is I felt I wanted time to get my what I thought is get my knight to F3.
Right.
But I mean, I thought about E4 was something I wanted to play, but I just didn't feel like it was the right time. I mean, I even looked at C4. I wanted to make a break, but I didn't feel like I had the.
I think
But
it's
there's no
yeah.
threat. You don't have to move the bishop. I mean,
Right. Yeah. You could bring your your rook at a1 into the
Right.
game.
Especially now because I'm now
Right.
I'm not worried about it.
So f6, and it's just gonna you're on the precipice, but you're not. And that move in a way makes some sense. I mean, in that you're
Because
protecting both rooks.
I was worried, and I was worried about D4.
Right. You should be.
Yeah, because
That's
Right.
a threat.
and then me playing rook e1 sort of deals that. I thought the king f7
I
wasn't
like
the,
that. Yeah.
Knight b, and here again, like, so I played knight b3 here, and it was more defensive than anything, really,
Right.
because I'm thinking about d4, and I'm thinking also that well, if he plays c4, I can just get my knight to d4,
Yeah,
and then it
C4 is
it
not
never
the
has
right
to
move.
move, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then I was also thinking if he does play c4 and then I move my knight to d4, I could eventually play e4 and start
That's
trying
possibly
to breaking
true.
up
Yeah, but
Right.
why would he play c4?
Well, do you know
to
actually
play the knight to d3 is something that I was thinking.
Well, also that's exactly true. C4 to try to after knight d4 to play bishop takes d4 and then end up with a better minor piece, the knight versus the bishop, and actually black could have maybe a queenside
Oh, that's a good
expansion
point.
there.
Okay.
And so you're always looking to trade into the correct minor piece situation in something
That's
like
correct.
this.
Okay.
So, black plays bishop c7, a little more
It's a very
circumspect.
counterintuitive move to me, but I see what you're saying.
Right, yeah. And let's see, if white, so maybe if black plays c4, knight d4 would not be the right move. And maybe knight d2 and white plays for e4 or something like that.
Yeah.
But then black could play b5 and if e4,
Yeah.
d4, and I don't know.
Gets messy.
Yeah, it gets messy. Yeah.
But even here, even though I feel like my rooks are purposeful, they don't have a open file, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But
So you've got to get
That-
e4.
I-
in.
Yeah, I have
It's
to- I-
some-
And that
yeah.
bishop returns again
Yes.
to g3.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 moves.
And it could have exchanged bishops on the eighth move or whenever
Right,
that
right.
was. So bishop g3, h3, and c4. But see, I would have preferred this where black
Yes.
ends up
Could have
with the knight
captured, yeah.
versus the bishop.
Yeah.
Knight d4,
Now this
and this is
I was
probably
surprised actually.
This is
right. This is the
now.
last chance for black to try maybe knight e5.
Yeah.
But then it's double-edged. White can
Right, I was ready to push
possibly
that.
Can
play
he-
for e4. So
Or
the,
even
the
F-
black
You're gonna
knight
get
does
the
come
knight on
into
D3,
d3.
yeah.
I'm not sure that black maybe shouldn't have tried
And
that.
it's tough because even
Knight
I
e5
think so.
and knight d3.
because even if
and
I
I'm
did
looking
Then he
over at
can't
your
get rid of a
opponent there.
knight really easily anyways.
because if he tried to even get the knight to d3, I was thinking I can do b3, and then the rook protects the a2 pawn, and he's not going to be able to push b5 to protect the pawn because my
That's
knight's
true.
there.
That's true. You might be able to break the position up. Black decides that he wants to be able to play chess in the Mechanics Institute again.
So he did the smart thing.
Yeah, this
But
is
even here, because like even this position, it looks completely
This
even,
is now.
right?
This has got to be even.
But for
completely.
me, I'm thinking, all right, this is far better than where I was. What can I do to try? But I mean, really,
No,
a-
no.
anything I
you
would
gotta
choose to do is
you
just
gotta
gonna
accept the
make it
position.
inferior. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah,
survived.
good. You
Yeah.
survived against a strong
showed
player.
up.
Against a strong player.
Yeah.
Okay, Christian, come on over here.
I
And,
didn't realize you guys were talking about the game.
okay. Well,
thanks.
we won't give you 3 hours here, but you can tell us what your thoughts about this game were.
There was a moment during the game that I thought was interesting. I can't remember where it was now, but
We'll play it over.
We were looking at. Well, I'll just show you one thing that I was thinking. After knight b3,
that
you
was
could
one that
have
puzzled me a
maybe
little bit.
tried c4, and after knight d4, played bishop takes d4, and then you're left with a good knight versus a bad bishop, right? Your bishop would be just awful, and so you're always trying to trade the. But of course,
I was definitely trying to trade my bishop for his knight, but
on
if he
c4,
goes,
you can go,
knight d2.
white would go back knight d2, but then maybe black could try, it's double-edged, then
Yeah.
black could try the b5 or something, but that can always be stopped by a3.
But the knight b3 was totally almost like a prophylactic
Defensive,
move.
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually didn't understand it during the game. I didn't think it was a bad move. I wasn't quite sure what to
I was
do.
worried
about
about you
D4.
pushing d4, and I was thinking that if you push c4, I can get my knight to d5, and it would permanently
D4.
Or
live there
D4,
unless
yeah.
you
Right.
traded for it.
Okay, so I have another idea for black. Black is better. Black is, but there's nothing decisive here. So why not try? What else can black try here? And maybe it's to expand with the pawns on the king's side by
G5.
playing G5 and F5,
yeah.
right? And H5 or something like that, and just continue to gain some space and see what happens.
I actually thought of that, but the one thing that I was thinking is that my rook on E2 and F2, I would be able to shift it over to the F file,
Yeah.
and then it would actually give me some opportunities. I think because I might be able to expose the king.
But he doesn't have to move his F pawn, so his F pawn after BG5 and H5.
Well, I'm saying right here, black could play G5, bishop G3, and then maybe F5.
Well, what about H5?
Oh, without trading.
Or what about
H5 instead
Yeah,
of
without.
Or what about
trading.
F4?
Well, F4, then maybe black just goes back with the bishop.
So
Well,
if
look
I
at
play
the- we
G5
can
and he
look at
plays
that.
F4.
Well, no, G5 attacks the bit. Oh, you saying F4 right there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's black's move, isn't
No,
it?
so
Right.
G5, bishop G3, then
Oh,
bishop
I
say C7 or something.
No, no.
Or D.
I was
or
gonna trade
G5,
those bishops, probably.
G5, bishop
Bishop
G3,
G3.
F5. I'm just looking at moves that just expand black's.
Okay, so there.
I looked at
Space.
G5, but I didn't look at not trading. I thought bishop G3 and then I'll trade it off because now I'm okay with having my pawns in dark squares. But I guess I don't really need to trade it off.
No.
You could play F5 there and just gain some space. F4 looks like a dangerous move for white to play in that position because
Yes.
black would just play bishop takes F4. And you can't take the bishop with the pawn because the rook at E2 hangs.
Does it hang?
So I'm looking.
What about my
let's-
rook on E1?
Can we play G5?
Oh, you're not doubled. Black's
Yeah,
not doubled.
I had that idea
My
earlier in the
bad.
game, though.
My bad.
Did
You're
I actually
doubled.
see
You're
something
doubled.
that Paul didn't see?
Yeah.
I actually had that idea
No,
earlier in the
yes,
game
you
before he
did.
even
I-
doubled his rooks in the E file, which I thought.
Okay.
it's pretty
I
strong.
thought black was doubled. No, it's white that's doubled
Yeah.
up on.
Yeah, I just never. I mean, I was happy to equalize, so I never had the opportunity to really try to.
I'm
to
still
get
looking
there.
at G5, BG3, and H5.
Okay, that's another possibility too.
I
G5,
asked
bishop
you
G3, H5. I like that. Force white to take on E5 if possible, and then take back with a pawn
Then you have
maybe,
the-
or with the knight.
Then you
I
have
think
the
black
center.
is better and just needs to take it easy and not force things. D4 is a good idea, but maybe
I have time to play it later. If
you
I want.
yeah. So what happened was
Bishop C7.
bishop C7.
Why bishop C7?
Bishop C7.
Just
because,
to.
I was afraid of E4 in some lines. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I considered it.
I was more afraid of E4 before you played knight B3.
Right.
And I wanted my rooks to
Yeah.
both to work on the open file, and I actually wanted to trade bishops.
JRC chess player says great game on board too. Good represent. I don't know who JRC chess player is, but
I think you might. But yeah.
yeah.
Did you mean more one?
Anyway, okay, good game, you guys. You guys both played. You guys
Yeah,
both
this
played
is
a
all
little
reasonable.
carefully, and
So
you
There
know.
was
This is
one moment in the opening, if you have another 60 seconds. That
Yeah,
I
I
thought
do.
I can't remember.
Okay,
So
let's go.
E3, G4.
Let's
bishop
see.
E2. I'm trying to remember exactly.
Black
what
is
it was.
playing
The
knight.
bishop
Black is-
G5.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the first
Bishop
one.
G5.
We criticized bishop G5.
Yes.
Just because it loses a tempo, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's a good reason.
He booed and I hissed.
Wow, okay. Really, that bad. Oh, I guess if you're gonna play bishop e4, there was a moment when I thought I could have played a little more actively.
Well, you're playing a
That's
fine,
fair.
active
So
game
far.
here. Yeah.
This is
Suffered
all
a lot
good.
against the London system in the past. Oh, I was thinking of playing g5 at some point. Maybe not exactly here.
I actually thought if you could play G5, but then I just figured bishop G3 and.
I
Right.
was thinking of playing
I'll be
g5
alright.
here. And then there was one other moment where I considered something a little more aggressive too.
So black could take the two bishops here by playing G5, bishop G3, and then knight takes G3 or something.
And then I was going to play h6 or f6.
The thing that gives black a good game here is that he has more choices,
Right.
I think, and that's basically he's able to play. He could play f6 and try f6 and e5. So black has more
I did consider f6
ideas in this.
Yeah.
There's more ideas for black in this position.
Well,
that kind of makes it.
and
He's
black
better developed.
Has more space.
Yeah.
Is
got-
F6 and King F7 maybe an
his
idea?
pieces are better developed.
Didn't look at it during the
So these are the elements of chess that I think black is superior
So
in.
we were also
And-
looking at, yeah.
And white has no compensation for that. You know, white's position is sound, but black has a space and better development.
Actually, my choices are all, how do I prevent him from doing
Yeah.
X?
Right,
So you're in a
right.
passive
Yeah.
situation.
That can, playing rope-a-dope like that can be an interesting way to play chess, actually. And
Yes.
Petrosian and other people have played chess like that. And it's a
The-
Korchnoi and
The only
other
problem
people.
is that it wasn't a deliberate.
I mean,
Style to try to knock him out later.
Talamentes, Korchnoi, Petrosian.
All the greats.
all the
But I'm in
great.
good company.
Brandywine used to
Steve
play.
Brandywine
He
was
used
the
to-
greatest
He
at
just used
that.
to say pass.
Yeah.
He'd play a pawn move and say pass.
Yeah, he's passing. Yeah.
Like check in poker or something.
F6 is another idea
Yeah.
here to
F6,
play
I was thinking
E3, to
about that,
play
right.
to play E5,
And then King F7. Although if
yeah.
I really wanted to do that, maybe I should have done that instead of castling in the first
or
place.
playing Rook E8 here.
But actually, the moment that I was thinking about was after his next move, Knight BD2. I considered playing F5 instead.
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
F5,
wrong with
and then and then I wonder how you I wonder what you do
I would
about
have
that.
taken. I would have taken the knight,
And
then I'd
play
probably
knight
pawn
play-
takes, then knight D7.
Knight
With,
No,
the-
knight
with
D2.
and even if you took the bishop on
I would.
E2, my thought was eventually I would have done F3.
But he
Another
might
way-
get
back
E5
into it.
in.
I will try to get Christian here to get the idea of like taking it easy. Sometimes these forcing things are
Right.
not the thing to do, and instead to like just expand and
Usually I'm a little more
F5,
patient
look at it
than
that way.
I
F5
think,
is,
yeah.
is
Yeah.
the way to expand.
The way, yeah.
Now you have a
Sometimes
Stonewall London system.
this is all favorable, but with
I thought
every
the worst case-
every
right.
trade, white gets a little bit
closer.
closer to
Closer
sort of
Yeah, because I
equalizing.
even
and-
looked at like F3, maybe bishop F2 even, but then I can go E4.
I like
I
that
actually thought
idea.
you'd play. I thought you'd put your bishop on F2. Actually, here I thought the worst case scenario for me is that I've traded off my bad bishop and he hasn't necessarily.
But you don't really
And
have
that
a
move,
bad
that
bishop.
move,
was probably
yeah, that's
not.
that move would be censure. That's
He hissed and I booed.
Oh, again.
Every time I move the bishop.
okay. So of course, all right. So
And
again,
at this point, I didn't think I was that much better anymore.
well,
although maybe I just
how
need
about
to,
B5? That's another possibility. Now black can maybe play B5 and try to get rid of the pawn. If knight B3, B6.
B5, I didn't really think
Yeah,
about
B5 and B4 is
You're
I want to play B5
expanding,
before.
expansion,
And he'll
You're
probably play
gaining
A3.
space at every
space
step.
gaining moves.
Yeah, but even if I did that, I mean that's pretty. I mean my
thought-
squares on B3 and like C4 would be terrible. I'm like dependent on that knight standing.
White has one piece on the fourth rank. Black is on his fourth
Right,
rank, and
right.
black is
And even the
able
one
to
on the fourth rank is not
rapidly.
very good.
Black is able to rapidly expand with other
But you
pawn moves on
double
those
rooks
fourth
behind
rank.
the E3 pawn. That's impressive.
That was so right.
All
so
right,
King
you
F-
guys.
Yeah, this is a little more patient.
Yeah. So anyway, this knight d4 was
That's
the
like-
last chance.
I thought
right
the
here
same.
was the
might
last
have
chance
played
for
the
black to
knight
play
E5
knight e5
maybe.
maybe, but
I get a little scared of that backward pawn.
right,
Yes.
even though but knight d3. Yeah, I mean I
Yeah.
can see that it's
I
A3
understand
and then,
the
and then E4 and
queasiness about
B3
it.
and
Yeah.
right.
And this is straightforward.
Okay.
I figured I'm not going to lose that one.
Right.
Right.
Good game,
sorry.
you guys. Good game, you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Actually, the reason I wanted
Very
to hear was
logical.
not to hijack anything. I was wondering what you all thought of the Michael Walters' attack on board one,
I know.
which
mean,
I was
there
which
were-
I was riveted by
Okay,
during the
okay.
game.
There
Yeah,
were,
let's
there were
see.
moments where I think
Let's
we
go
checked
back.
out and we're watching.
A little more.
Let's go
Right.
back. Let's
It
go.
was,
Okay,
it
so
was more
This
interesting.
is when we agree to draw right as he played
Yeah.
that.
King rook c7. So black is worried about f6 and
He
queen
played that
d7
absolutely instantly in
Yes.
about 2 seconds.
because he's worried about f6
Right.
and queen d7.
Because we thought first rook
Queen D7
C4 would be strong, but
I think
F6 is an
I think
answer.
Michael's played a great game up to this point, and
I
black
really
is in
liked his attack so
retreat.
far.
And this-
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah.
he did it. Okay.
So
What is the goal
Mike,
here?
I mean,
Any
maybe to
six?
play knight e6 or h5 or
96.
yeah. Look at that knight on g7.
He can try.
Yeah, he can't move the F
He could try to
pawn,
play
so
maybe
H5
H5
and
and-
takes is strong.
Oh, that's a good move.
And
Yeah.
again,
He did it.
Michael is just a
He just
wild
does
man.
not care.
And that's where we're at, huh?
That's where we're at.
Wow. So
I
So
mean,
F
you
takes.
gotta hand it to yeah.
Oh, F takes, D takes, and then he's threatening E7.
He's threatening E7.
Yeah, but yeah.
That's gotta be with 2 pawns on the 6th rank like that. Even though it's only 1 pawn, Black's caught a little flat-footed here with that rook out of play at H8. You gotta think that White might have something there. This is a dramatic game on
Yeah.
board 1.
No
Really
hesitation.
dramatic
Yeah.
game.
May have dried out our game a little bit because we were
I know.
wanting to figure out what's happening here.
No, well,
There were times when we were on move and we were watching that game.
yeah. What a great This is
Because it's just wild. You never see Kyron Griffith kind of cramped position.
Well, yeah. Michael Walters had plenty of chance to prepare for this game, and
This was some really nice preparation because he only used maybe 5 minutes
Right,
for the
that's
first
right.
15 moves or
That's
something
right.
like that.
Oh,
Barely
so
used
he was up
knew
half an
what
hour
he
on
was
the clock
doing right
at the
away.
very
right.
beginning.
I think the move that probably took. We'll go back here really quickly. The move that undoubtedly took Kyron by surprise
F5,
is F5.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not
Right.
it's not
That
the
was-
usual
you could
move
see
here.
You could see the times that was definitely preparation.
Yeah, that is an untypical move, and actually I'm.
So he prepared.
My guess is that maybe knight c5 is the right move here, because knight e5, queen h3. I'm not sure. This is old stuff, but e5 transforms this game into a different kind of a struggle. The struggle for this square, and again, maybe b5 is wrong, and Kyron should stick to his old strategy of playing knight b6, bishop d7, and castles queenside. Because what happens here, which is a kind of a Walter Brown idea, what happens here is, okay, so they're still struggling for the d5, so this works out really well. This formation isn't always good for White, but in this situation, it
He's
worked
got a
out
big
terrifically.
spatial advantage.
It worked out
Which you
just
like.
every b4 just, and that
What
just
is
seems
threat-
to
what is
weaken
that
Black's
threatening?
own
Yeah.
position.
That was a missed opportunity.
he played
But
bishop
he-
e4 quick.
Well, it's the only move probably
But
to
Black-
defend.
Black can't castle kingside though now, can he?
No, but Black could maybe play king d8 and king c7 and king b8 or something like that. The position's closed up enough that he doesn't want to
Yeah, White doesn't
castle
have a
on the
dark square
king
bishop.
side. But I don't like b4. This.
What would you play other than b4?
Well, I'm thinking that maybe, what about trying king d8 here and king c7 and king b8?
Maybe rook c7 as well.
White is better here, and this king onside onslaught. See, b4 doesn't do anything except for weaken your own position.
And he probably wanted to
I
play king
think.
b1 anyway to get off a dark square.
Right.
And now that's
For
having
that.
a move too late, right?
Yeah, the bishop doesn't want to come forward where it's
Yes.
just going to get hassled, and so it goes back. And Black has provoked White into making a move that White wanted to play. So he's really lost the thread, and this is critical
Now-
already for Black, where the
Yes.
rook at h8 is out of play. I'm not sure that White followed this up correctly. I mean, this is definitely better for White. For example, yeah, the queen could have gone to g4.
That's what I thought he was going to put. I thought he was going to play g4, but now queen g4 looks better.
Then maybe he'd play rook g8. I mean, and then it's like White stuck, Black stuck, but White stuck too, right? Or something, So g4,
Right.
g4. Okay, so White can't. So this is a more direct thing, and of course, Black would love to trade queens, but White avoids the exchange of queens, and this
That's a
move,
good
queen
move.
g4, has a horrible threat now of f6, and then queen d7 on the next move, which hits the bishop and comes right into Black's position. I mean, it would win on the spot. So that's why Kyron covers the second rank, and White takes the opportunity to kick the queen away, and now this happens, and then this, and
He probably thought he was
Still
okay
thinking.
after BC8.
He's still thinking. I think this is troublesome.
Yes.
It's nice to play a position where you can just attack and you're not getting attacked yourself. Right?
You don't gotta worry about the counter.
Yeah,
punch,
you don't have to worry about the counterattack.
That's
So
why
black's in trouble, I think.
B4 did not help
I think black's in
black at
trouble.
all.
No, B4 was and the black king headed in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
So
Almost could have gone.
I'm
king
predicting Michael
D7.
is
Because
Michael
White
is
was prepared for a kingside attack, and you moved the king in that direction, so it doesn't. It just, from general principles, it seems like the wrong idea.
So
You
Jerry
would want to
Simpkins
run away
did-
from it rather than walk
Jerry
into it.
Simpkins made a blunder on the third move. He did. We'll go back. I mean, after knight takes e5. Okay, so Jerry plays his Latvian counter gambit, and then on knight e5, instead of playing queen f6, he plays queen e7, which is just outright. I think it's outright bad
it's a
because of this
mistake.
check.
Just because of
It's
this.
gotta be.
G6, knight takes, right?
That's exactly
but
what
it's a
happened.
little
Oh, no.
more complicated than that.
It-
Knight
But,
F3.
yeah.
but it isn't that much more complicated.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not up on the theory of the Latvian gambit.
No, and
in
apparently
fact,
he isn't either.
I probably would have played queen e7 as well.
no, queen f6 is the correct move there, and so one day we'll have Jerry explain that to us.
I'm sure he'd love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, after he's forgotten about it, you'll remind him.
All right, let's see if
Right.
Kyron's played a move
Yeah, I'm
here.
gonna go up.
Hey,
Okay, sure.
Thanks, you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. Awesome.
I'm gonna go
Now-
check out this game in person. I think.
Okay.
Pawn takes, pawn takes.
Oh, he plays king g8.
Oh,
Okay, so he's
that
leaving the
doesn't
question
that
of the.
surprises me.
He's leaving the question of taking the knight for later.
Thank you.
So my guess is White's going to play h5 or something like that. Or let's see, knight takes queen, bishop takes queen. I think we should look at that first. Knight
He's
takes,
hitting the rook too, though.
right, but you can play knight a6 hitting his rook, but then he goes rook a7. Okay, all right. Let's take a quick
But that's
look at
not
this.
clear.
And what time do we have? I'm going to take what is our actual physical time here? Is
9:17.
is what?
9:17.
9:17. Shall we take a 5-minute break in 5 minutes or something like that, or take a break in 5 minutes? Yeah, let's do that. I'll have a sip of coffee and we'll quickly run through the rest of the games here and then take a break and come back.
So there's
Here's
2
Baldy
games ended.
Winslow. Okay, we left it off at this critical
Winslow.
point with, let's see what Elliot
Yeah,
did. He
he's
jumps
gotta
into
do that.
d4,
Yeah, I
threatening
would
knight
think.
takes f3 check. Exchange, knight d. Black has now a very strong pawn at d4, and White's gaining some space here. Knight f6 is critical,
Yeah.
and we're getting this. Black seems to be fine here.
does.
Black seems to be absolutely fine. Chances for both sides, but this is a monster pawn
And
in
he
d4.
really doesn't have an answer for that, I don't think. There's nothing on
Yeah.
White's side that is comparable to that d4 pawn.
No. Advantage Winslow.
So all endings are good for Black.
Yeah, that's very possibly true. So he's going to try to. Black is probably going to try to force White to make a pawn move over here. Well, it's still,
Yeah.
you know,
It's a game.
it's still a game. Okay, Wong Jacobian. We were wondering. This was interesting. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what happened. Knight b3, and
Yeah,
that's
makes
just as I
sense.
suggested. Well, aren't I a genius? Check, and Black is going pawn hunting. White
Uh-oh.
guarantees himself a perpetual check at the very least with queen f6. Check. Wait a minute. Oh, he can't play bishop h6 because the bishop is pinned. So check, and White's wondering whether he should just play queen f6 check and take a draw. And maybe he should, because the pawn at e5 and
Very interesting to be very
look at all
boring.
those. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Black's pawn structure is not to be recommended, but
yeah. Maybe white can play king g2 and king h3 or something, and then try to mate black. He has to find some safety here.
well, that
for his
e-pawn
king.
is if queen takes e-pawn, and then black has an initiative. And
Yeah.
I'm not happy with that.
If I was white, I would be looking for a way to win this, for sure, in one way or another. I mean, the black pawns are fractured, and white could win with an attack on the dark squares here.
But white is threatening queen takes e5.
Well, it's white's
black
move.
is threatening queen takes e5.
Right.
So I don't see how you defend that.
Well, it takes there, and now queen e5 will be met by trading off and playing bishop c3, winning on the spot.
Good point.
And if rook e5, well, there's more checks coming up, or queen f7, and white's playing to win. I think white should play to win
I
here.
think you're right. I
think
didn't
white
see
should.
that.
Yeah. White has.
That pin at the end, yeah.
All right, let's see what was happening here. Queen g7, white keeps the queens on, of course. Black keeps trying to trade, and white is trying to bamboozle black with this move. Check, king
Ooh, I don't
g7.
like it.
Now bring the rook in. It's still a dangerous position for black. Rook g8, rook g3, threatening
Oh,
rook
yeah?
g3. King goes into the corner. Queen e4 protects the knight. Yeah, because if rook d5, rook g3 in that last position, right? So he's threatening rook
True.
g3. King goes into the corner. Queen e4, protecting the knight and preparing to maybe swing the rook over to h3.
Right.
Black continues to try to offer the exchange of queens. Of course, white declines, and
Now he's gonna-
that's a good
yeah,
move.
yeah.
I like that move a lot.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Threatening
Well, that looks
queen
like he's
takes
forced.
a8.
Yeah.
Threatening queen takes a8. Check, king c2. Black is in charge. White keeps trying to avoid trading. Queen c4.
Ooh.
I like the way black's been playing
Me too.
here.
Me too. This is dangerous.
That's a dangerous move. And white's thinking. Black is well behind on time. Well, it's still sharp, and if there's a cheapo or a shot here, that's possible that Carlos will find it in these kinds of positions. Schneider Mazer, this was a game we've been looking at, and black
Oh.
plays rook d4. Did we miss that? Nice move. Rook d8. Look at this. White's probably regretting not taking that bishop at g4. Queen c3, rook d4, queen b4, and
Oh my goodness.
check. And white is better, even though he's down 2 pieces for a rook. Black is maybe in trouble here. Rook a7.
Very
Rook takes
interesting.
a7. Am I
No, I
overlooking
think
something?
that looks like it's a strong move because
That-
you can't defend that. bishop.
Knight c5. Yeah, it looks like it's almost game over.
Well, knight c5, right?
Then rook a8, and if knight e6. Oh, I
F5?
see.
Oh, he's
Attacking the rook. Yeah. So knight c5 is the only move for black, I guess.
I think so.
And then it looks like white's on the verge of winning here.
But all you need is one move to hold.
Yeah. Okay, so if rook
But what if
a8,
he
knight
plays-
e6, rook moves, then rook takes f4.
What if he plays f5 now, though, so the knight can't retreat?
Nice move. A good point. I think that might wrap the game up. Black played a lot of very, very
Sharp
aggressive and sharp moves here, starting with this this amazing takes d4.
Did not see it.
Bishop, yeah, I didn't see it either. Bishop takes d4 and then pin. Queen
He
c3
must play that.
sidesteps.
He could play. Nope, he can't.
B-
Well, can
He
you?
plays rook d4.
No, that doesn't
Yeah.
quite work.
If bishop
but-
d4, rook d4, everything gets exchanged, then h takes g4, and that is bishop d4, rook
Let's see.
d4.
Let's see here.
Black could do that actually and remain, and then after hg4 play knight takes e4. So even that's possible for black. This is actually working out for black. He could simply play bishop takes d4 check. And if rook d, I guess white could actually play king h2 there. And if bishop c3, rook d8.
No, bishop takes.
Oh, yeah. Bishop c3, rook d8, queen f8. No.
What's wrong with bishop takes?
Nothing. Rook d8 check, then black queen can go back to f8.
Yeah.
Whew, I'm getting lost in some of these variations here. I might have to take a quick break.
I think bishop
Plays
takes
rook
was better
d4.
than rook d takes.
Yeah. King h2 was, yeah, it was check. Let's see. Could the black bishop have gone back to d7, then e5, I guess?
Ah, yeah.
Tricks.
And not
Knight
just
takes
for
knight
kids.
takes e4 was possible.
Well,
Bishop e6, not sure. Very sharp chess here. Bishop back, e5, attack, and we're getting two pieces for a rook. And f5
Yes.
was played. This looks tough for Tom.
what can he do here?
Okay, I'm not sure. It doesn't look good. Let's go
Yeah.
quickly to Marcus Gaffigan. I just want to go through the boards. He defended the c pawn with rook c8.
Well, that was a very good move.
That's a good move too. Yeah. Bishop b5, rook a8, queen c3. This is
Oh
black.
yeah,
Black is in
you gotta
control
like
here.
this. Yeah.
Black is in control. Black has done very well here in this game. Okay. Sotokovic versus Clarence Lehman. This game was sort of going White's way now a little bit, positionally,
Correct.
I think.
Because of the pawn on c5.
Yeah. And now White's infiltrating a little bit into the black position, putting some pressure on. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go quickly then to Mays Uzman. This game
What
has
happened?
taken, yeah, what did happen? Let's see. Boy, this was exciting game here. There's been a lot of great games in this round. H5, Jerry Mays, E5, H takes G6, E takes D, Bishop D4, Rook D4, Queen D4, Knight E5, Rook H7, took, Bishop G7, and F4,
Makes
Queen
sense.
E7, and he took on D6. Instead of taking a piece on E5,
Why would he? Have
why
done
would you
that?
do that? Why wouldn't you just take a piece on E5? That's a little baffling to me. Pawn
Bishop takes
knight.
holds everything.
A bishop takes
Would-
H8 queen.
Good point.
So he has to take with the queen. But then White can just play Queen D6 then,
Right.
right? This is a bad move, giving Black a chance here, even though it doesn't look like Black should hold this. But he gives Black a chance.
You can play rook
Black's got an extra
H6.
piece. He could have taken this,
You can play rook h6 now.
and that's what he does. Bishop H8,
Well,
King C1.
why?
Well, okay, White's still better, but he's lost a thread here, and the pieces get a little misplaced. There goes a pawn, but there goes one of White is still much better. Is there a chance here with rook check? Nothing. Nothing forcing now, really, here. B3.
I think he could have won with f5, but anyways.
Yeah. Knight C2.
Why?
Black is mopping up some pawns here. That's got to be a good move. White's still better. Despite all of this, white is still somewhat better, but black must be really, knight d3. Unbelievable. Jerry missed a chance to just totally nail him with
I thought
by
so.
by just taking the piece on
Yeah.
e5.
I think that was
He
a clear
overthought
win.
it.
I
Okay,
think that
one
was a
more look
clear
at
win.
board one, and then we're going to take a break.
Okay.
F6, G6. Let's just quickly run back through this.
Knight g5.
Knight
Bishop,
G7, knight
knight
E6
e7.
check, King G8, H5, continuing to push there. Queen C4.
Threatening
I guess it just may.
Oh,
It's
so it
threatening to
doesn't want
maybe
it.
take on E. It puts more
Yes,
pressure on
yes,
E6.
I see, yes.
It does, and it takes the queen out of take as well.
We can't play bishop takes anything yet.
H takes G6, and now black is thinking.
He's going to take
Again.
H.
All right, we'll let the everybody think about this. We can even leave this position up, maybe on the board for leave the DGT boards running. I'm not sure. We'll leave that to. We'll be back in 5 minutes anyway.
Okay.
Taking a quick break. 5 minutes or 5 minutes?
5
We'll be
minutes.
back in 5 minutes, folks.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us.
Set the alarm.
Yeah. Okay, folks,
Very interesting.
we are back here at the Mechanics Institute Chess Club, live, the Tuesday night marathon. I'm here with Jim Eade, and we're commenting on the top boards, and the top board in the AB section and the top board in the under 16 section, which finished in a resounding win for Matteo Hansen. The top board is National Master Michael Walder versus FIDE Master Karen Griffith, and we're seeing that right now. An interesting position, and it looks to me like white still has all the play or most of the play here. Black's rook at h8 is completely out of the game, and
It seems to me that he can play rook f1,
rook f1
but
looks like a good idea.
I can't see any other.
I think
threatening
black
moves.
looks to me like he's close to lost here. White just needs to find the right idea.
Because the rook is so out of play
The rook
and
is
trapped.
completely out of play. Even if the white queen didn't protect the knight at e6, black couldn't think about taking that knight at e6 himself. He would
No.
white bishop would completely dominate the
Correct.
light squares after that. So maybe
Oh,
white
that is
needs
a thought, isn't
white
it?
needs to think about how to break through on the by playing bishop, by either making a line clearing sacrifice with f7 check at some point to bring the rooks in, or else bishop takes g6 at some point, or
Could he just move slowly and play queen h4, h6?
that's a very good idea. Queen h4, h6 threatens queen f8 mate. If you can force black to take on e6, that'll be the end of the game. Even if the queen can
Right.
recapture on e6.
bd5 would be over.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what board were you on?
6.
Board 6. Okay. Let's see. And who are you playing?
He played Thomas Meyer.
Larry Schneider.
What's his name?
I won't tell him what you said.
What did I say?
So Larry,
What?
Did he abuse children?
Oh, no, different guy.
Twitch
Oh,
show.
it's called a Twitch.
Yeah, it's called a Twitch show. Let's call it a Twitch show, right?
Yeah. We're
Can
here
we
in
call it
Twitch
a
land.
show? Twitch
Yeah.
land.
This is brand new for me.
Okay, well,
Well,
we're
There's
broadcasting
a
and we
microphone
Where are we broadcasting it to?
to the whole
to
world.
the whole world.
The whole world.
Yeah.
You're gonna be famous.
Oh my God. Well, wait.
Well, you don't have to be here.
Right.
This is
This
the
is-
Mazer game. This is not.
This is voluntary. This is voluntary. This was your
Okay.
game, right? Versus Thomas Mazer.
That certainly is.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right. Let's. Do you
This
want
was a very
Do you want
interesting game.
to?
I'd say so.
You're here to provide your own
Yeah, let's
feedback on
Let's
it.
go from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about yourself, Larry.
Oh,
You're
well,
an
I was
old-time.
born at a very young age.
Okay. But I mean, as a chess player, you've been playing chess for a long time,
66 years.
right? When was your first USCF rated tournament?
Oh, probably when I was about 14, which would have been in 1956.
Wow. And what great players have you played? What players have
Yeah.
you?
Oh, I played some GMs.
Yeah. Okay. So who and where and when?
Oh,
Because I know you go way
US
back.
Opens, yeah. My best achievement ever was that here in this club. Oh,
Can we hear
here,
you?
Here
I'm
in
just
this
hoping
club,
we can hear you. Okay. Good.
Here in this club,
Okay.
I defeated 2 IMs in successive weeks
Okay. In a week.
in a Tuesday night marathon.
In a Tuesday night marathon. How
Yeah.
about that? And
Yeah.
what year
And-
was that?
Oh gosh, I'd have to look it up. 97, 98, something like.
Okay,
maybe
not
something
that
like-
long ago.
No.
I mean, yeah. Not
So that was my lifetime achievement.
20
on
years
chess.
ago. And who were those international masters?
Oh gosh, I'd have to get. One was that Filipino
Guzman?
Ricard de Guzman. De Guzman was one, and Craig Marr was the other.
Okay. Craig Moore's not an international master.
But
Oh,
he's
he's not.
strong.
Oh, he was an FM. Oh, then he's an FM.
Yeah, he's over. He
Yes.
got around 2,500.
Yeah,
I
he got
thought
around
he-
to 2,500. That's true.
Okay, so all
Yeah.
right, yeah, he got way up to.
He had
but never
everything
got-
but the norms. Let's put it that
everything
way.
but the norm. Okay, I lied.
All right. And you've been a master, a USCF
I
master?
briefly for about 8 weeks.
That's right. I see.
I have a national master. Yeah.
Okay.
I have my certificate. That's another
There you
thing
go.
I'm proud
And
of.
you were playing another player that has been a master, a rated master too, which was Thomas Mazer. So we have two masters from the old school battling it out here.
You guys are probably about the same age, I would guess.
We are about a few months apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And he said
He's a
that-
young whippersnapper.
And to say, Stephen, what's his name?
Krasnov?
Krasnov is about the same age also.
Wow, I would have thought he was 20 years older than you guys. No, just kidding. He's not here to beat me up for saying that.
Now, maybe I should have played bishop to d2. I don't
I
remember
don't know
seeing
much
this.
don't
theory
know.
here.
I don't know the
so,
theory either.
A
But
legend
he
of the-
certainly came out of the opening very well.
Okay, legend of the Mechanics Institute.
He likes open games, Tom does.
All right, so I mean, I don't know much opening theory. As long as you guys develop your pieces, I have no complaints. But it looks to me like black. What strikes me about this game is black is just a little bit impatient, and just keeps.
Well, no, I think he's good. I mean,
Yeah, black's playing a
he
nice
has
game
no,
here.
He has no. It's at least equal.
I agree.
As a matter of fact, I think it was more
Once he
comfortable
gets
for
to
him to play the black
D5,
side than me to play
it's
my
even.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your pieces are misplaced here. I think.
Sort of,
agree.
yeah, they're a little crowded, yeah.
Like,
But
yeah.
then, I don't know about that move. Okay,
Well, I thought
Black
he was
could
going
have
to play
played-
knight d4 before that.
Black could have played b6 to defend the c5
yeah,
pawn as well.
b6, yeah, I thought b6 was very interesting because then if I play queen e2.
We're talking about back here,
Yeah.
playing
if he-
b6.
I think b6 was more accurate for him.
But black has a, yeah, okay, so h3, rook d8, and black is
Yeah, he's
going
going
this
Now
for it.
way.
lets me do this, which.
All right, and then he got
And
uncorks this move.
this might be sound. I'm
It
not
might
sure.
be sound.
He may. This was a
Was
very.
it surprising to you,
difficult-
or were you thinking about it?
Yeah, I didn't think he could push that pawn. I
Yeah.
thought he's losing a pawn, but in fact,
It gets interesting.
He gives me a lot of trouble.
All right, except I thought you played this fine.
Well, I have to play it this way. I think my moves are forced, and now queen to d3 is the only possibility, and then he finds it.
Is queen D3
because
the-
if you play a3, then what?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
well,
was thinking.
Well, then the bishop is loose too. So, and he's threatening knight e4.
Okay, let's see what happens. Queen d3, bishop c5, rook d1.
Very consistent.
And
Now I was
it-
thinking, should I have done the other rook?
Maybe,
I'm not sure. So,
maybe.
Someone
Okay.
says you always move the wrong rook.
That's yeah,
Yes.
maybe you did.
That is an old
That-
saying.
Now,
That's an old
okay,
saying.
so here I'm going to ask you straight up: how come you don't just take the
Oh,
bishop?
then I get killed.
Okay.
Because my e3 bishop falls.
All right. Well, let's see what happens. Knight takes g4, right?
Yeah. And then what do I do?
Bishop d5. Block up the d file. Just clog
Oh.
the d file. What can you?
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, we thought that
Just
saved
clog
your
the d
position.
file.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
So I
I
think
think
this
but-
was a mistake, but
Well, then
it
you
worked.
can.
So it
yeah.
wasn't a mistake. But
Yeah.
I don't see after bishop d5 how black proceeds.
Yeah, after pawn, take the bishop.
Take
yeah.
the bishop,
I should have
knight
taken the bishop.
g4, and then bishop d5, and then you're all ready to play knight c2 or something like that. And
Well, wait. So then, right.
You
right.
just-
Well, then suppose he plays. Yeah, I'm ready to play.
h takes
Yeah.
g4 and bishop d5.
Yeah, his knight is suddenly out of place.
I mean, he can take on e3, but you retake back, and I don't see the
How does
problem.
he add pressure to d4?
Yeah, he can't add anymore.
What are your names?
I'm Paul Whitehead is my name.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, the only thing I know about you, Paul, is your nickname, Paul Whitehead.
Oh, really? I've never heard
You've
that
never heard
about
that?
myself.
I
Paul
never heard that.
Whitehead.
You were called. I mean, because you won
win.
so many games.
Well,
you're
then-
an IM,
Better than
right?
Pinhead.
I'm not an IM. My brother was an IM.
Oh.
Jay.
Oh, okay. I've
Yeah.
heard. Somewhere in the dim, distant past, I heard.
That might have been
Winhead.
my brother was more likely a winhead than me.
Okay, and
Well-
your name.
Mine's Jim Eade. Eade.
Eade. Oh
Yes.
yes, you've been around a long time.
Thank you. Yes.
Jim used to be the boss of this chess club.
Uh-huh.
Many a year ago.
Yeah.
But you must have been
before
playing in the
John and
90s?
Before that woman.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was actually at the same time as that woman.
That woman, yeah.
Right after Max Wilkerson. And before John.
Uh-huh.
That was-
Yeah, I just drew a blank with the knight going to g4 and letting me play bishop.
Perfectly
Okay.
understandable.
All right, so let's see
If you
what
don't see
happened after this.
BD5, then you're lost. So I understand.
Rook d2, and then he plays rook d4.
Which neither of us
almost
saw.
works, I think, but not quite.
Bishop d4.
Yeah, then
okay,
move that
so
rook.
he's trying for 2 pieces for a rook and,
And
maybe
my only
more.
move, of course, is queen c3.
I
think.
If bishop c5, queen c5 is check.
I mean, if he can take
Right.
that bishop with the rook without, if he can take the bishop
Okay.
without the rook, without me exchanging it.
All right. So now, what about bishop takes d4 check?
That's what we were thinking.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Then I wind up with his bishop, and so it's even material.
Yeah,
pieces are
better
even.
for white at
And
the
maybe a
end of
little
that.
better
Yeah,
for
I
white.
think so. He
Maybe-
tries this. He just keeps trying.
Well, I would look at that again. But
Okay.
I'm not willing to concede that white was better.
Oh, okay.
if
So bishop
takes.
d4.
No, I wouldn't say white was better. I was
so
just
if
saying
bishop
maybe it's
d4,
equal.
rook takes d4.
And
Yeah.
there's the e4 pawn
Right.
also.
Queen
That's-
takes d4, rook takes d4, and then I guess white has to take on g4, and then knight takes e4 or something like that.
Yeah. No,
And then
yeah.
white has the bishop versus the knight and a rook and bishop versus rook and knight. You're right. It's not clear what's going
Yeah.
on there. Okay. So
Well,
rook takes d4.
Yeah. Okay.
Rook takes d4. Queen b4, and now
Wait, could he have played? Yeah, wait, could he have played
are we going back?
bishop? Yeah, let's go back.
Okay.
And what about bishop takes?
Well, that's what we were
d4?
just looking at.
Oh
Bishop
no,
d4.
taking it
Or
right
even-
now.
even queen
takes
is
taking it
possible.
now.
Even queen takes is. Yeah, we're looking at bishop takes d4 check,
Yeah.
right? Instead of his fancy rook d4,
Yeah.
playing
and
just a
it's
simple.
Yeah. No.
And we're in. Then we get this end
He
game,
runs into
which is
trouble, yeah.
that we get this end game where white might be better because of the
Okay,
bishop
right,
versus after he takes on g4, bishop d4, rook d4, queen d4, rook d4, hg4, knight e4. Materials even, but white has a bishop versus a knight, and maybe I think is better in that end game.
Who knows? I
Yeah.
don't
No,
know.
I'm willing to concede
Rook
it.
takes- so rook
I'd
takes-
rather be white.
Rook takes d4, and now this is very fancy. Let's see. So there's a lot of moves here for black, right? I mean,
Yeah.
but he's, you know,
But
one
he's-
way or another, white has two.
He,
White,
he's on pre.
he's on pre, and this is
the
this is
rook
troublesome.
check
Yeah, this is
is a
troublesome.
This is a little troublesome.
I
now,
think it is.
However he got into this.
I think it is. No matter what, black might be able to.
But I don't like them taking on b3 there and opening up the a file.
Bishop
Well,
e6.
he didn't have a lot. Now, yeah, he didn't have a lot of choice. I don't think. I mean, what's he going to do? The only other move I saw was nh5.
Well, could he play knight e4?
Knight. He did play knight e4.
Oh, he
and I
did.
think that was. not
No,
a
he
good
took on
move.
b3 first.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Oh,
He
I
didn't
see.
have to do that.
Yeah.
That's. Oh, can he play
Um,
knight e4?
So knight e4, I guess, is possible.
But
I mean, he's tied down to the back rank.
It gets
Because
really
rook
messy
c1
with-
might be
with
the same
With
problem.
knight h5.
That's
at
possible. Then
knight
maybe you
check.
could play g3.
I can play g3, but then
g6.
Yeah, maybe
or g6. Yeah, but then he can
play
capture.
and then play
plus-
a6 or something.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have
Yeah, I
you'll
would
have to
play
look at
G3,
it.
then
At,
yeah.
You'll have to. We'll have
This
to look
I
at
think
it.
is a mistake, though.
I think
Black
this is
has
a
done
mistake.
everything he can to play as forcefully as possible.
But all
he's-
my
That was a
pieces
great
are-
move, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, it was forced. I mean, yeah. I mean,
But-
knight
yeah.
goes to e6.
What?
It's big,
Yeah.
big trouble.
Let's
with
all
tempo.
try to keep it down a little bit. That's
Yeah.
all. And that I've been told. We're going to get this room soundproofed.
Not a moment too soon.
Yeah. So rook a7 threat,
Now he
and now
may be
there's no
looking.
way out for
Yeah.
black.
I don't think so.
I don't think rook because he's and you've played this well, and this is a matter of
This is
yeah.
this is very
This is
very
technique.
hard.
So he gives
Even
up.
if he wins both b pawns,
right.
he could
Yeah, you
easily
have
get
the
mated.
e pawn. Yeah.
He could easily
Yeah.
get mated in this
I
situation.
think black just was a little too impatient in this game. His moves are very forcing, but often that can sometimes
Yeah.
boomerang against you
Yeah.
when you have that
You have to be
attitude.
Here's,
So
here's my
precise.
favorite author.
But it was also
Who's
a
your
couple of his
favorite author?
moves
My
are
favorite
shocking to
author
me.
is Jonathan Rosen.
Okay, all right, we'll get.
This, have you heard of him? This is one of his
I
books.
think I have.
His first book was The 7 Deadly Chess Sins.
Chess for
I've heard of
Zebras.
He's such an entertaining writer.
Master Larry Schneider is plugging Chess for Zebras. And we have Chess for
And-
Dummies.
and-
I wish I had a copy of Chess
But
for Dummies,
even before
folks.
Chess for Zebras, I would recommend the 7 Deadly Chess Sins, which was his first book.
Okay.
7 Deadly Chess Sins.
Well, I want to just plug another book, and it's called
Okay.
Chess for Dummies, and it
I
was
just
written
saw
by
that.
Jim Eade here.
I saw
It
that.
was written
You
by
took-
Jim Eade here.
Yeah, that was a coup, Jim.
Yes, that was the smartest thing I've
before
ever
someone
done in
else
chess.
thought of that obvious thing, get into
Well,
the dump for
Pe-
dummies.
People said,
market.
why didn't someone else better than me write it? Because they didn't think about it.
That's right.
The Dummies. Yeah,
Those
the dummies.
dummies.
Didn't think about it.
Those dummies.
All right. Okay. Well, Larry, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very-
again,
very interesting
Jim
game.
and
Paul.
And
And I have a
Paul
feeling
Whitehead.
you, Paul Winhead.
Yeah, Paul
Paul
Whitehead.
Winhead. And Whitehead. And you'll be back in here, I think.
I'm coming
Yeah,
tomorrow. I mean, next week.
Next Tuesday, and
Yeah.
so you're welcome back.
Awesome.
When's the last time you played in a chess tournament?
2.5 years ago.
Oh, so
in
not that
Tuesday
long
night
ago.
marathon.
Oh,
Well,
you did play on a Tuesday,
congratulations.
2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Huh. Somehow I missed. I was here.
And I just played one Tuesday night marathon, and then
Okay.
I had an 8-year gap.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
played one Tuesday night marathon, and
And now you're back.
And that was all. And
Right.
but now I'm
Okay.
back. Yeah.
Okay, welcome
We'll see.
back.
Yeah. I hope
All right.
it's more than one, maybe.
Cool. All right, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job. That's a nice game.
All right, let's move on.
How do I view this?
It's Twitch TV and Twitch TV, and we have a YouTube channel, and we archive all our videos on YouTube.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm on a YouTube video. Oh my God.
Okay, we're gonna.
Ron,
Go,
can I call you by your right name?
oh yeah. Okay, hold it up to the. Okay, here is Jim Eade's book. I'm holding it up here to the screen here. I'm gonna hold it as even further closer. Chess for Dummies, folks. It's still in print, and it's for all of us. This is a book, and we're going to post this video and also our videos for the Blitz Championship, Cal Chess Blitz Championship, and the Cal Chess Rapid Championship will be posted up. If they're not posted up already, will be posted up shortly on our YouTube channel. We just had 2 premier events here at the Mechanics Institute Chess Club. The first ever Cal Chess Rapid Championship won by International Master Prasanna Rayo. Somebody's asking, is that the original iPhone? Okay, so we have the original iPhone. We have the original iPhone. We have the Cal Chess Rapid Championship, which was won in a beautiful style by International Master Prasanna Rayo here, ahead of a whole slew of grandmasters, including Daniel Naroditsky. The very next day, on Sunday, give me 1 second. The very next day, last Sunday, 2 days ago, the Cal Chess Blitz Championship was held, and this time Daniel Naroditsky prevailed. He's an incredibly fast blitz player. He's a great blitz player, and he won the Blitz Championship. And I wrote about the Blitz Championship for the latest newsletter. It was a bit of a blunderfest. It was actually a lot of fun games. And that's coming up in the news, in the Mechanics Chess Club newsletter, which you can subscribe to, everybody out there. Also find us at chessclub.org. Visit the Mechanics Institute, not just the Chess Club, but the Institute. We are a library, a cultural center, a chess club. We have author events here, writers' workshops. We show movies. There's so much happening here,
really great.
downtown San Francisco. We have a big future ahead of us, as well as an incredible past behind us. So stay in touch. Subscribe to the newsletters. Subscribe to join the Mechanics Institute Chess Club. Like us on Facebook. Like us on Twitch. And let's go to board 1 after that pitch, and we have Walder versus Griffith, and he did play Queen H4. Are you?
Yes. I did want to plug myself. This is
Here we have, okay, before we look at that game, which is over, Walder, we're going to look at that in a second.
This is
We
an
also
iPhone
have-
8, by the way.
It's an iPhone 8, and this is Chess for Dummies in Spanish. All right, now we're going to quickly look at this. We're going to quickly look at the end
Enough
of this
about
game.
me.
And Queen H4, Rook B7. Well, by the way, the knight was threatening to take on c7.
True.
And black, queen h6 threatens queen f8 mate, rook f7
Okay, that's where I
blocks
thought
it,
he would have moved.
b3, and
Running out of
where is the
moves.
queen moving?
It's
Oh
gotta
my
go to
god.
b5.
It comes
No,
into
C3.
c3, and then bishop takes g6.
Ooh, that hurts. That hurts.
And that's it.
That hurts. Yep.
Brilliant
What a
game by
wonderful game
Michael
for White.
Walter
Yes.
over the top ranked player in the tournament. Just
That
blew
was-
him away. And I'm wondering why he played b3 before bishop g6. Is anybody? Can we look at that for a second? Is there a reason? Is bishop g6 somehow not work? Does he have to play b3 first? No matter. After b3, queen c3, bishop g6, devastating end to the game. Threat, of course, is bishop f7 check and queen g7 check. Wow.
I don't think black had any defense.
I don't think black did either. Michael Walter just put just a 33 move takedown of Kyron Griffith. What a great game. This is Michael Walter has had a renaissance lately in his chess. So there's hope for us all.
Yeah.
Nice
well, sometimes
game.
a stylistic change can be just what you need. You know, it's changing your opening systems or something like that. Just if you feel stuck, you know, just shake it up.
Change it up.
And who knows?
Okay.
You might get new ideas, and you might start thinking differently about positions. It just is
Walter is rated, and let's see. I guess his rating would be on here. Let's take a look. 2101, but he's been a 2300 ranked player. He's had a slump, but recently he's been. And Kyron Griffith is 2452.
He played like a strong master there.
I think Kyron went wrong in the opening, and yeah, Michael Walter definitely can beat anybody. And if they want to come in, whoever wants to come in is always welcome.
Yeah, that was very impressive.
Very impressive game. We'll see if we can get Michael Walter in here.
How about Elliot? What's the Elliot up to?
Hey guys. So let's scoot over a little bit, and we can, if you guys wanna comment about this game. I think it looked to me like well, first of all, Michael, nice game. You know, against a great player, that's a tough thing to do.
Yeah,
Well,
I think I played.
I'm kind of
Yeah,
working on the game.
have a seat so we can get you guys in the picture. Yeah, Michael Walter here, National Master Michael Walter, and so Kyron, you're back to the drawing board with this opening, huh? Or not with the opening, but with. So first of all, let's go quickly here. F5. That's got to be some preparation.
Oh, yeah, well, no, it's an old line. Benko played it in the candidates.
Okay, right.
So, and Nagy played it a couple times. So
It's fallen out of favor, though.
Well, no, it's a hard line. I took a quick peek, and I played 3 or 4 different lines here.
Okay.
Right? I played the queen sack against Fermi, and I played the knight sack against Lee.
Right.
And a bunch of other people. So I thought, you know.
Try this one.
Well, I'm an older guy. It's an older line. So I figured there might be not in his. I've seen his game. They're very clean. He's very well prepared. So I figured maybe something from the
From the
candidates,
distant past.
yeah, might be hard to meet.
And
But
what,
again,
You didn't have to
were
go
you
back to
surprised
Stein.
by this, or do you know any of this theory?
Nah, I don't really know his move at all. So
Okay, so this
kinda-
just goes to show
just
you
studies
that
a
like
little bit.
revitalizing. So what is the move? What is the correct? Is there a correct
actually,
move?
There's a bunch of moves here.
I liked your E5 though.
E5, I think, is the best move. Knight E5 is also a move, in which case then queen
Queen
H3.
Yeah,
Right.
which
And
is
then-
annoying.
And then, actually, Nakamura, actually, I think played H6, or it transposed to a line. If he plays Knight E5, I'm sorry, if he plays H6 first, I check on E6 first.
Okay.
Pawn takes, bishop retreats, knight e5, queen h3, and I just.
Well,
put a lot of pressure on
can't
e6.
White throw knight e6 in there?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What, you're saying black plays h6 here? And after fe6, fe6? But then White just plays knight
No.
e6.
No,
He's not going to play that. is
no,
he?
yeah, it's supposed to be premature.
Black can't play h6 here, right? I mean, he's got to play something first.
Well, h6 has been played.
But then White plays f takes e6.
Right. And I think queen c4 happens, right? So
No, the bishop is on f1. You must have this mixed up. You won't.
I may have it mixed up.
You-
I may
you-
very
I
well
think
have
you
it
do.
mixed up.
I think you
but,
do. And I think h6 is impossible here. It looks impossible.
anyways,
Um,
knight e5 is another
But I
line.
like what Kyron played. But
It is the
this
best line.
right here, maybe knight b6. You're the
Well,
usual.
b5 is the main line.
Okay, shows
one.
what I know.
Yeah,
Go on.
we weren't sure what
Yeah,
it accomplished.
I mean, okay, b5.
Okay, takes,
Take.
knight up, and taking.
Okay.
I
And now-
rather
Of course.
like the way. So okay, so
Yeah, maybe G6 first instead of bishop B7 was another way to play.
That would be new.
G6, knight G3, and then I'm not sure if that actually helps me that much. Though.
No.
Maybe not.
So some people have tried bishop d7 instead of bishop b7, but bishop e7 is the main line. Knight g3.
Okay,
rook
here,
c8.
Kyron, maybe it was better to castle on the queen side, huh?
Oh,
Well, no,
castle.
castling queen side is actually pretty dangerous for him.
Oh, okay.
What sometimes
suggestion. Boom, Paul. What'd you say, Paul? Boom.
actually, well, as ugly as it looks, castling king side has been tried with
It does look ugly.
with
It's
playing.
funny. I've played over lots of games. I don't think I've ever seen this
Well,
position.
look up Benko's. I'm not
I
sure.
will.
I don't think
To
he did.
me, it looks like White's already much better. I mean, I don't.
So,
am I
what-
wrong? Do you think?
I didn't feel like I was that much better.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a tough
I just had
game.
to figure out how to
This.
But White's
coordinate.
At
so
this
White's-
point, black doesn't
let me
have
just
any
say-
weaknesses.
But White's game
vicious.
is easier to play. Okay, my plan is very simple to play bishop to e3. Something's going to
E3.
go on e4, either the bishop or the knight. I'm going to
Roll up the king side. I mean, your
Yeah.
strategy. There was nothing. Black somehow wasn't able to stop that. Is it? I'm not. I'm trying to figure out what Black should do.
What is black's plan here?
Can Black try to play e4 and put his
well,
bishop
actually,
on e5?
e4 there is a wild line that ends up with a knight sack on g6
Okay.
earlier.
All right, so let's see. After ed5, maybe right here, play e4 and then castle on the king side and play bishop f6.
Actually, I had prepared for that. If e4,
You were doomed, no matter what.
If e4, queen takes e4, right?
Castle's king side.
Okay.
Then
Knight
knight
to
d4.
f4.
Right to f4.
Right.
Okay, bishop f6.
Okay. Bishop to d3.
Somebody is rating with 17 viewers. I guess that's a good thing. Okay, so go back again.
Ginger raid.
e4.
Actually, so
Queen
e4,
e4.
queen takes,
Castles, knight f4,
bishop f6,
right?
bishop d3.
Okay, I'm getting I sort of I don't know, Kyron. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
Kyron?
you consider D4, but
So
it does
actually,
seem like
this
it's
is
more
funny.
good.
What's been played here is a knight sack on g6 after castle king side, and then queen h4, and then followed up by rook f1 and the bishop sack on g6, and it's hard to stop.
Okay.
And it's just a ferocious attack. In fact,
It was pretty
You know,
ferocious the way it went.
I mean, I've played over a lot of Sicil. I just have never. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'll have to go back to look at some Benko versus who?
Benko, well, who did he play in the candidates? It was like not Ullman, Unziker, I think. But it was one of those.
Okay,
One of those guys.
all right.
But you can
I'm-
even look. Nagy's played it more recently.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's keep rolling along here. Kyron, any input here? Queen c2 mate is a good idea.
okay, so Yeah, and so here, what's been played already, this
So
is
this is already
this
booked.
is
It's
this
all
is still
booked.
theory. So bishop g5, check, king b1,
Queen E3.
queen e3,
Yeah, I thought of that.
queen h5.
That looks. That
Yeah,
starts
yeah,
to look familiar.
I didn't like
That's
it.
starting
Yes.
to look
That's actually what
familiar.
I
Yeah.
thought.
H5
It's
is
gonna
also
be
a good
bishop
idea
g5.
here.
yeah.
The problem with H5 is you just play H4. My
Yeah.
positions.
That's starting
Yeah.
to look
Yeah.
familiar. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, bishop
Thank
G5,
you.
Queen E3 is definitely an idea, but I think Queen H5
I
is
thought
an issue.
bg5 check queen e3 might be playable for
And
you.
then White plays Queen H5 is what I didn't like.
Say
Maybe
that
just have to
again.
trade.
Let's go back again.
Yeah, B4 is slow. Maybe I need to do
b4
something
seemed
better.
too slow to me, but
All right. They want.
I don't know this specific.
They want to. We're gonna hustle you guys out of here. Believe it or not,
Okay.
because we're gonna bring in Jerry Mays. His game is over.
amazing.
Yeah, amazing. So let's see. Bishop g5, h4.
Yeah.
This was sort of helping white, and then we thought this was not looking good for black.
I mean, I didn't think I was unsafe here yet.
Better man than me.
Yeah, I didn't think my position was that bad here. Maybe Queen E3 was wrong. I missed the Queen G4 is playable.
And that threatens
Yeah, I didn't want to go into
f6
the ending.
and queen
Oh, I see.
d7.
I see.
So queen d7 is a completely crushing threat when you have to guard against it.
Yeah,
And black is beating a retreat
It
here.
looks bad.
Yeah, so I just have to take the knight on E6. I think that's the.
Yeah, and you'll have to look at that some
Yeah, I
in
just play F
depth.
takes and Bishop B7, and it's still a game.
F takes and bishop where?
D7, I think is first. And then,
F takes E take okay D takes E6 and then bishop D7.
B7.
Oh, bishop to
You
B7.
have to stop Bishop D5 or else you.
Okay, all right, okay. So taking and then playing bishop B7. And
yeah,
then-
I think White plays like H5 maybe, and then
H5
Right.
feels correct, yeah.
yeah. But
Wow.
I don't know, I mean, you got the,
maybe you can play D5. Like it's still a game.
yeah.
Okay.
But I think the biggest problem though is that, your rook is out of the
Yeah,
game. and I got-
King G8 H5 is
So you
not-
have to
not
take
good.
on E6
Yeah.
to stay in the game here.
Yeah.
But King G8,
yeah, I missed
H.
that. I have no.
Yeah.
The mate on the H file is too quick,
Yeah.
so you have to.
Yep.
Maybe I should take H file. Nah, do I get mated? Maybe.
We thought this was pretty
Maybe
grim.
take on H5 is the move,
Maybe taking on H5 and then Queen H5
and then FE.
and then Queen E8. Oh,
I'm
mate.
not sure. Get mated.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an issue.
It
Grim.
looks grim. Maybe the computer will come up with some incredible
Nah,
defense here.
I could
I
just
don't
play,
think
I
so.
could, yeah. I could
Tell-
just take on G6 right away.
Mm-hmm.
I miss, my plan was to play rook H1 and then bishop takes G6, and I'm looking at, why don't I just play bishop takes G6? So
Right.
so
Tell me
here,
why B3?
no, because I want because right here
G6.
I miss bishop takes G6.
I
I was going
see.
to play rook to H1
I see.
followed by bishop takes.
Luckily, B3 still wins.
Yeah, but then it was like, okay, it's still there.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Nice game, Michael.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
well
yeah,
done.
yeah. I've had plenty of days like this
Yeah.
as myself with the black pieces. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Well, okay,
Good luck in your next round.
yeah. Okay.
That was all book.
It started to look familiar. It looked completely
Eventually,
unfamiliar, and now it looks very familiar. We have the incredible, we've been joined by Jerry Mays. How did you do in your game?
I won.
You won. And you know what? Yeah, okay.
Oh, I won.
Jerry
Let me
Mays
put
is here
that down, and then you can focus on your
on your
microphone.
commentary. Yeah. Hold the mic up, and we're going to go look at your game.
Okay.
All right. And this is Jerry Mays.
And you gotta just jump in because otherwise Paul just keeps talking.
Yeah. Okay. Let's find your game, Jerry. I'm not. We're going to go all the way to the beginning, and like, before we answer Daniel Perlov and how his dad did, we're gonna find out how Jerry Mays. Did you win, Jerry?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that's right. You just told us that, and you played a fantastic game. You just went right for him. So he's playing like a dragon and a Najdorf at the same time.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Oh, she's a dragon fan.
He has a blog, and the blog's name is Dragon Chess or something
Okay,
like that.
Dragon Chess. All right.
Yes.
So Jerry, hold that mic up and speak up and tell us what was going on in your
This
head.
must be a standard, pretty much. Huh?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
My idea was just to get those pawns down.
You
So you're
played
protecting your king.
like I was looking at this game. It was just like a perfect game by White here. Keep
Keep pushing the pawns.
keep pushing the pawns exactly.
Why not? Yeah.
E5, and this was really
we were
nice.
ready.
Now
Yeah,
we
thought that was cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, this worked perfectly. So if he takes with the F pawn, I guess you come into E6, and then at least you'd be able to take that knight, and then play Queen takes D6 at the end of that.
Well,
right?
if he takes if he uses his F7 pawn,
Right.
Uh-huh.
then that frees the knight in.
To
Knight
E6,
Right. Mhm.
and then he moves the queen, then you take on F8, and then you play Queen takes D6 at the end. So he's falling apart there. So he has to take your knight, and this just works perfectly as far as I can see. I mean, I don't see a defense for black here, really. And actually, you could have I think I'm going to make one criticism of your play. You could have wrapped it up a little earlier.
I would have
think.
loved that.
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to show you what I thought, what Jim and I thought while we were watching this. 95, Rook A7, another
Really
nice
good
move.
Yep.
So
Because the instinctive move would have been F4 or something like that, but then he can maybe hold the position, but this kind of gives him no options, no choice.
yeah, so
So now
for
his
example, if
moves
he
are
plays
forced.
Rook G8 in this position, what were you going to do, Jerry?
Rook G8.
Yeah, if he had played Rook G8, what would you have done?
We're setting you up here, Jerry.
I see.
Because I mean that gets his rook out of play, and like, yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Who's got the Rook G8?
Black would play
Right,
Rook G8
okay.
here.
Yeah, what if black had played Rook G8 instead of?
I would have taken the pawn.
But then he plays Knight takes.
I just wanted to get, well, let's see what you mean.
He plays Knight takes. I mean, you're still doing well there with
Yes.
with a rook. He's got two pieces
But there's
for a
some
rook,
more-
but you've got
there's some more-
total knockout blow
you
after
you
Rook
can,
G8.
lights out.
Yeah.
At Rook G8, and there's a
That-
lights
I
out.
must have missed it then.
Okay, Queen
Well, he
takes
didn't play it,
Knight
so you didn't miss
check.
it.
Right?
Pawn takes Queen. Pawn takes pawn check. And then you just
Yeah.
take his rook
Because the only thing, this is the way I think.
with,
I think
and make a new
backwards,
queen, right?
I want to play pawn takes, pawn check in that position, but the knight's there.
Oh,
what
I
if I
see what you
eliminate the
You
knight?
take the knight, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
And it just
Now you
killed.
tell me.
Well, no, he
He
avoided
didn't
it.
play- yeah,
he
he
avoided
played-
it. He played rook takes. He played rook takes rook, pawn takes rook, bishop G7.
This is forcing moves
and you're
again.
just killing him.
Yeah, forcing
F4.
moves.
And now here's my only quibble. Why not take the knight?
What did I do?
You decide. You still are better. You played queen takes D6, but like, I mean, there's a whole knight hanging in the center of the board, and you didn't take it off. And I'm wondering
Well-
why didn't you take it?
Because I didn't want that bishop coming.
Okay, so let's look at that for a second. Pawn takes knight. You're worried about bishop takes E5?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think you could do on that? Keep
I missed this. Paul pointed it out to me.
Well, I would, let's see.
pawn takes knight, bishop takes pawn,
Right?
and then white's move. You got a one
You
move
think you got to move your queen,
crusher.
right? You got to move your queen, right? No, you don't.
You've got a one move crusher. I want you to work on your tactics. You played a great game and won this game, but
A beautiful game
But
too.
you
with
just got
surprising moves.
you just got just play pawn takes knight. You're worried about his bishop coming in, and he'd still be losing even if you just move your queen back.
Go ahead, take the knight and show him.
I can't do it.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
All right. pawn takes knight, bishop takes pawn. Make a queen.
Sure. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, because your queen at
Right.
d4 is protecting that
Then you got
queen
two,
at HA.
Two
Yeah.
queens. You might as well give up one of them.
His yeah, that just wins right.
I
on the
probably
spot.
did think about it while the game was going on, but I was just happy
So-
that it looked like I was going to win.
So pawn takes knight.
Winning is good
he'd
enough.
have to play queen takes pawn, and then you could play queen takes d6. So that would end the game a little sooner than this, which gave him. Now he still has that extra piece to play around with. But let's see what happened. That was a nice move.
Very good move again.
Yeah. And then you coming around this way, but it seems like black almost gets back in the game
Yeah.
here.
I had a lot of pawns.
Yeah, yes, you did. And this was nice too, I thought. And why did he go back there?
I don't know.
Is beyond me. That's taking his own king out of the game, and this is there. You're eventually going to find a way in, and
There
this
you
is
go.
nice.
Ooh.
That
Oh.
was just to open him up.
That's to
Yeah.
skewer the bishop,
bishop.
right? Yeah.
That I
Did
saw.
a little more than open them up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, chess is all about just seeing a little bit more than your opponent does. Like at the end of the day. So, what you've had a transformation of your chess recently. What's been going on with you? Nice game.
Yeah, because we are.
His king is way too far away. Does he
Right.
have a chance here?
No.
I don't think so.
No, not in this position.
No.
Yes, the extreme 1-1-2. That was the tactic.
Yeah.
That was the
so
tactic.
our comment that you could take as a criticism was really mild because there were some really beautiful moves in there.
Yeah, you just
It
crushed him.
Surprised me.
You
Yeah.
took this expert and you crushed him. So congratulations.
I said 2000.
Well, he's been over 2,000.
Oh,
I know.
me too.
He's
Long
maybe,
time ago.
Yeah. Well, he's not. Yeah. So good game.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Extraordinary at certain
Yeah,
points.
yeah. I mean,
Extraordinary.
just keep playing like that, and you're, I mean, you're on your way. What is your 2-0 now?
2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 in the tournament. So, how'd you do in the last Tuesday night tournament?
So in the beginning wasn't very nice, but the end turned out okay.
Right.
I was determined toward the
Right.
end. So.
And you said something about Nick deferring
Yeah.
it, turning your game around
Yeah.
somehow.
When I was watching the lectures and I talked to him afterwards, he says, because you guys picked my game a couple of times.
Uh-huh.
And he said, I like that when you sacrifice a bishop for 2 pawns trying to get something going. And that's the way I felt about the last one. With the pawn, I know the pawns are supposed to go, so I said, just keep pushing the pawns.
Right.
And you busted him up.
The fact is for everybody back home, that's it. That tactic with these little things like seeing these 1 and 2 move tactics are really important for us winning chess games, because when we start looking at 1 and 2 move tactics, then we're able to not only see our opportunities to do them, but also our opponents are trying to do to us.
Yes.
And those kind of cut and thrust things is what chess is all about. But also the aggressor is often the winner in a game of chess. So if you just keep
I'll try to do that.
and
Keep
game was you just went right at him the whole game.
I told you that earlier.
Yeah, I know, you did.
Yep.
So, congratulations.
My wife told me to just win. No, I'm serious.
So your wife, win at all costs, right? It doesn't matter.
She just said just win.
Just
Do
win.
you know the 2 most important words after I do? Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I do want to do a little. I'll go back to this point in the game right here, which
It's over
somebody asked about. Let's see.
Oh.
And I know that
There's no
that
place you can
issue
put the
got
link.
resolved, but I still want to go through it because it's these little things that it was here in this position where black played queen e7 and white played queen d6,
We're
not
suggesting-
wanting black to have a strong bishop on e5 if f takes e5, bishop e5. But that is defeated by queen 8 by making a new queen, and the queen of d4 is defending the queen at h8 through the bishop at e5,
So
right?
white's a rook up.
White's just a rook up, and you know, a
He's gotta put
queen,
at least two
an extra queen as well. So, okay, all right. Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you, and I'll try to be there next week.
You will.
I mean, after the game. After
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
game.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
get
Well, you'll
invited
probably be
back.
on board one again.
No,
Good
probably-
chance
I don't know. Well, we'll see. I don't know what board I'll be on.
for the AB section. Yeah.
But I'm
yeah.
pretty sure I'll be black, though. So
Okay. Okay, that's okay.
I got to get started on studying for next week.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
Be prepared. Boy Scout motto.
That's right.
Rug Yoga, we know about that live chess link, or at least before the round started. So we're going to work on that. Thanks for the heads up. And our video will be on YouTube. This video we archive all of our videos on YouTube eventually. Usually right after the round, we get it up, and you can find us across social media at Mechanics Chess. That's basically where we're at, and we are. In the second round of the Mechanics Tuesday night marathon, a tradition that started in 1972. The Mechanics marathon was started in 1972 after the Fisher boom, and the director of the club at the time, Ray Conway, suddenly had all these interest and people at the club, and he started a mechanics marathon tournament of 12 rounds. Oof. And I played in the second one when I was 12 years old. In 1972, I played in the second Tuesday night marathon, and now that tradition has continued over all these years. This tournament started so many years ago, has morphed and changed. We now have, for the past 5 years or so, had over 100 participants every single tournament. Now the tournament's in 3 sections, although it's going to go back, one of the tournaments next year is going to go back to an open tournament.
I would just like to point out that the Mechanics is one of maybe the Marshall in New York City, but the Mechanics is a gem because no other club could have run a tournament for all those years, because clubs come and go, but the Mechanics is always here. It's amazing.
Yeah, and you know, and sometimes I think also about the social media giants that have been around just for a few years and that take up make a lot of noise and take up a lot of space, and sort of Mechanics Institute. Well, we've been around since 1854. You know, it's like with a chess club. So it's like, you know,
How many world champions have come
and
here?
Lots of world champions have been through this chess club, and so we take long taking a long view and so on and so forth.
You should have. You've been here a long time.
Yeah. I feel really lucky to be part of that.
Me too.
That
Yes.
Jim Eade here was a chess room director. What years again?
96 to 98.
96 to 98. I joined the club in 1972 when I was 12 years old. So it's been a part of my life ever since I was a kid. It's incredible.
When I got out here, I heard your name.
Yeah, what's that, Jerry?
No, I was saying I knew you were one of the better players when I got out here.
Is that right?
You and your brother.
My brother was a good player,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you weren't so bad yourself, Paul.
Okay, yeah, and we have somebody else coming in, Jerry. So we're gonna make you leave your station here.
I'm gonna go check on my ride.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you,
Good-
Jerry.
Good game.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah. All right.
Paul, shake his hand.
Yeah. Keep going.
That was a brilliant game.
All right, so on the third board, we have Elliot playing Ethan Boldy, and this game a lot has happened.
Okay.
Elliot has forced Ethan to play b5 so that he can double up, I thought, double up on the
E4 pawn. Oh, yeah.
Natalia Sodakova.
My idea to keep you guys entertained, right? Never boring, right?
No. I heard that you
That's
were.
your goal,
This is
right?
Natalia Sodakova. This is Jim Eade.
Such a
I don't know if
pleasure
you've
to
ever
meet you.
met, but Jim used to be the director of the Mechanics Chess Club.
Oh,
Many years ago.
nice to meet you.
Yeah. And he's also the author of Chess For Dummies.
Oh, I should read this book. This is probably a book for me.
I think it's a book for all of a universal book for
Okay,
everybody.
Yeah.
So how did you do tonight?
Oh, it was not easy. I don't know.
It was not easy,
It was
but-
not easy, and I
Well,
believe.
let's look
Yeah,
at it.
I was
No.
not sure how to play after the move 4. So.
And this time,
I think
Paul
you
is bad
might-
cop
I
and
was
I'm
like
good cop. So I will
yeah.
say all your moves are good, and Paul will say all of them.
All
bad.
your moves are bad. No.
Oh, you didn't like all my moves?
No. You have an advantage here. Okay,
So
we'll go to
here
that.
it's like
Let's go to the
Okay.
the opening, and so you tell me what's going on. Wait a minute.
Double E pawn. We've
How
seen a
could you
couple of
play
these.
this? No, I'm just
No, I
kidding.
mean, lately I've been playing
Good
this.
move. That's by
Right,
test.
Right. Okay.
But
So.
what is like we are getting fancy now, like we have microphones
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah. Well, we're coming up in the world. This is what it looks like now. Like things are progressing.
Yeah, we're like getting fancier and fancier.
Fancier
have
and
every
fancier.
computers.
Tuesday,
Pretty soon, it's going to be dress
I
code.
know. Wow. you
Yeah,
But
for
it's
you
white-
and everybody.
As what you must have played this a million times.
No,
Is
this is
this
the first time.
okay? So what is this
No,
bishop
I mean,
b5?
yeah,
Is this
that's what I mean. Sometimes I can't really explain. So when he
Yeah.
played d5, like my immediate thought, okay, like don't waste time, like take on d5, like this is like kind of.
right?
And
Right.
I think like usually the like has the idea of d5, but after the pawn, on c3, when the pawn is still on c2, it's kind of they don't usually play d5.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I kind of
I wonder what's
underestimated. I thought,
wrong.
oh, okay, like I can, put
Take
bishop
advantage
on,
of it, yes.
Put bishop on b5. Like I didn't really calculate much. I said, okay, if he takes on e4, I'll take on e5, and then probably, yeah, basically what happened in game, and I underestimated it. And I believe
I think
he
black
takes
got-
d5, which is the simple and easy
Right.
move, and sometimes when you spend a lot of time, the
Yes.
move is not the good one.
You
Right.
outthink
the
yourself.
first idea usually
Yes.
is the best idea.
And you
Best
go your own. So I mean, bishop
First is
b5
best.
is an interesting move.
Is it? I mean,
I
I don't know.
don't
I
know.
need to go back and see like somebody
Right.
ever played like this. Oh, this is the novelty.
Sure.
Oh,
This is novelty, maybe.
this
You
can't
could-
be.
you
Then
could-
it's probably
can't
not so
You
be.
could also play e takes d5 and then bishop b5 if you wanted to play like that.
Yeah,
That's
well,
possible.
maybe. But I didn't I didn't.
My problem is I'm so ignorant of opening theory. I could, like, for example, this is a two knights defense.
Right, but I kind of
Right.
don't want to study all the variations with knight g5 and stuff like that. I want to,
Knight
go to
c3.
this.
But I think,
no.
but knight c3. What I think one of the issues here is that knight g5 might be the only serious move for an advantage.
No, but if I will play like jack or piano, so it doesn't
well,
matter. So I will.
But d5 might be a very good move here. I'm thinking
I
it might
don't-
be a good move
I
for
mean-
black.
How can it be wrong?
Because if white has to play bishop
No,
b5,
I don't think the bishop b5. But I mean, this is like the
You
end,
know
end
what?
of my knowledge. I mean, after d5,
That's okay.
I was kind of,
But the knight
Okay.
g5, didn't
Improvised.
Koltanowski used to play that? It wasn't his one
What-
of his
what's that?
favorite. The knight g5 attack.
knight g5 is a normal move against the two knights.
Used to
Yeah.
play it all the time.
Right, right.
He wrote
Well,
books
okay.
on it. And
Yeah. Well, here we have, folks, the two knights defense. Knight g5, and then if d5 takes knight d5, the fried liver attack, or
Yes.
Right.
black usually plays knight a5, right?
Yeah.
Knight g5, d5, e d5, knight a5, bishop b5 check.
all normal.
So the thing is
Study
that d3,
variations.
maybe d5 is a good move. Okay, so let's see. We
Yes,
don't
I
have to
think
worry.
d3 is
Bishop b5 is good, is maybe good. I thought black was okay here.
Yeah, I thought I kind of underestimated it.
So okay, so take.
I said, okay, after d4, I kind of, my knight and in the center, and I will, maybe will
It's a game.
play c4 and, push away the queen and,
Yeah.
and with the tempo and stuff like
Black
that.
has
But
two
kind of-
bishops.
But he kind of surprised me with this move. bishop
Black has
a6,
two bishops. Yeah, I'm not
which
sure
is
that.
No, I mean, he doesn't let me
Yeah.
castle
True.
and just no c4 at the moment.
Right.
So I kind of, it's a good move. So I didn't, maybe this one is not a good one either. So it's
Yeah.
too
Maybe
much
not.
probably.
It's very slow.
Yeah, but on the other, I didn't like my position at all after rook d8. I didn't even know how to react.
But he took there.
Yeah, he
instead.
he should have
Kept
kept the
a
pressure.
little more pressure.
Kept the pressure. Like, what am I gonna do?
C4.
C4
rook d8,
maybe
C4, queen
queen
E-
d6 or
or
queen
queen
e6.
E6,
Yeah,
and then
collapsing
and
position.
then basically I cannot keep the pawns. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you advance it.
No, but knight on e5 is hanging.
Yeah.
I can't
Oh,
go
I
right.
think
d5.
that
You can't,
you're
you're right.
collapsing.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So collapse.
Yeah, literally.
So something has gone wrong.
I
Something
didn't
has
like-
gone wrong.
Yeah, I
and
feel like, well, what
but-
is it?
but
Like I'm
this-
gonna, my game will end like in 10 moves, and
You're-
I'm gonna like.
you should be
did let you
thankful.
off the hook.
You should
Yeah.
be thankful that c
I'm
takes
thankful.
d4.
I'm
Yes.
thankful.
And now maybe white is slightly better, for sure.
Still he has two bishops, so
Two bishops.
Right.
I mean, I'm
You
not.
can't castle.
For a while, I was breathing more easily.
And maybe
but
black,
then again, it was,
maybe c5 is not so good, and black should just play bishop d6 and castle. So again, see this move, I don't like c5. It just limits black's own game, and is a bad move. And maybe black should play c4 now, and just, that would be the move I would think of, just getting
I
rid
mean,
of that
I will
pawn.
take on c4.
Right. But slowly white starts
no, I mean,
to get
it's not as,
an advantage, and then
no, but basically, if you like,
right when he should do
No, this is a
something
bad
else.
move.
Yes,
Yeah, this is a bad
bad
move.
move.
Yeah. Bad move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this is an amateurish.
After this, like I believe,
White is better.
has
White give up
advantage.
the
They
deficits.
don't have the counterplay, right?
Yeah.
The black doesn't have the counter. So I enjoy this position the most when there is no counterplay.
Poor move.
Even though, like after a while, like things starts to, I imagine some things, like
Of course, we all do.
because
yes.
I'm tired, I like have a long day and stuff like that. I started imagining things,
We
but I
all
mean,
do.
there is no like counterplay in here, and it's like.
Okay, so
I-
white
You're
is
better.
just making progress,
Yeah.
improving your pieces, and bringing the king up. I like it.
Okay.
I like
Okay.
it. 98.
thought
I think that
knight
black
c3.
is already under a significant amount
Right,
of
there
pressure.
is no really active moves. So
Yeah.
my
Why
knight on
not
e3
rook-
is like,
rook d7?
cementing.
Rook g7 looks good too. It
No, rook-
does. Yeah, rook g7 looks very.
No, rook d7 is like a rook f6. I didn't want to.
Oh, I see. The rook
yeah,
f6
and
and then
he, like, I didn't want to give him like any
you could play rook
But
g2
then you take
then.
the pawn. It's
No,
Oh,
Well, then
I
rook
see, I
H2.
see. Then
Right.
then it gets messy. Okay.
Of course, you could play rook g2, but yeah, okay, all
All
right.
right,
I
all
mean,
I
this
decided, yeah,
many
like,
roads lead to
Steve-
Moscow, isn't that
to Rome.
to Rome? Oh, okay.
Okay. Anyway.
All right, so now there's two
Close to
pawns
Moscow.
hanging.
Yeah.
Two pawns hanging. Check.
After he let me off the hook, I mean, I was playing kind
And
of.
now
okay.
the knight is attacked,
Yeah.
and he brings it in. But now this is your
Hey, this does not look pretty for.
two pawns
Black.
ahead.
And my knight on a3 is still like keeping the
Yeah.
position
Everything
together.
It's a
right.
beautiful night. Yeah, this is now a nice a question of technique, and the knight is it trapped?
No, but I mean,
Maybe
my
knight
pawn is
knight
advancing.
c2 check, king c3, knight e3, rook h4 check.
Yeah.
All right. So
No,
that
knight
doesn't work.
c2 check. I will take on c2 and go rook c4.
That's true too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I would
that's-
have done.
That's
yeah.
true.
So
That's
I
simple.
don't need to
instant-
calculate when I
instant
don't
win,
have to,
yeah.
right?
But this is also, that's it.
Fairly impressive, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. If
good
it's-
game,
If
Natalia.
it's not for the opening, yeah.
Well, the opening, but once he gave you an opportunity, you took it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's.
So to give yourself some credit
Well,
for that.
that's when you play with, a little weaker opponents. But if I play with,
Yes.
closer, then
Don't-
probably I wouldn't
don't-
have
yes,
this
they don't give you the
chance,
second
So
chance,
that's why I
yes.
need to kind of know how to play the move number 4. So.
Yeah.
So, somebody saw you on BART studying chess.
See?
You're
Always promoting the game.
Yeah, I know. It was the accident. I mean, on the BART, I have my puzzle book in my purse.
What puzzle book? Because I want to know. There's some good puzzle books. In fact, I think we have a puzzle book in Russian. Hold on one second. Just stay where you are.
You think
No, you
I
guys
don't
can
have enough
talk here.
puzzles?
You have plenty. You must well, study. What does studying puzzles do for you?
Study
Tactic?
puzzles.
Is it
Tactics,
tactics?
right?
Yes.
Calculation, like practice. What do you
Yes,
mean?
calculations.
So I have two Russian chess books. One is chess miniatures, right?
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay.
Give it,
I'm going to
present-
give you these books. Yeah, sure,
okay.
sure. It's just miniatures, so you can probably play these games over on the bus,
You
right?
spend a
or
lot
the
of time
bar.
on public
No, I want
transportation.
something
Okay.
easy and quick and easy.
And this is Chess Studies by Kasparian. So this is.
Oh, this is like
this is a-
complicated, right?
No,
Because
this
he's
is a
famous, like what do you call it in English? I don't know. like-
studies. Study.
Oh,
He
studies.
has
But
study.
he's famous, like this kind of compositions when they.
Yes.
They're
Yeah, Troitsky, and
Yeah.
this. It's a book in Russian. If you want to have it, take it. Maybe it'll.
No, I wanna nice and easy.
Your English is better than our Russian.
2 and 3 moves, checkmate in 2, 3 moves. You're giving me complicated books.
All
It's
right.
not
Well,
for Bart, but Bart is not gonna.
You miss your stop,
Right,
yeah?
I'll miss my stop. I will go
we
all
want
the
to
way
get.
to.
Okay. So you take the miniature book, but not this. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
maybe next time. Let me study this first.
Okay, all right. Okay. Anytime
Keep
there's a
coming
Russian
back.
book.
That's why you're.
Anytime there's a Russian book.
That's
All right,
something
let's
to
look
come
at
back.
Elliot's game here.
Oh, Michael won?
Mike,
It's
really
beautifully.
nice game.
I cannot believe it. I mean, I thought his knight on G7, like.
No,
trapped.
he was winning. He was winning that position.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, it was
Oh.
really.
forced.
It was a
We
nice
didn't- we
game.
couldn't find any
yeah,
defense
it was
anyways.
great. It was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it wasn't a wild
Yeah.
game.
This is the
Wow, it's
finish.
beautiful.
This is the finish. He just crushed him.
Wow.
Yeah.
He played that knight e6, and because there was a pawn on f3, you think, oh, he can't, but he could. No way that black could capture it without suffering.
Yeah, it was a nice game. Let's see how Elliot's doing here against the youngster.
He's
And,
tripled his heavy move.
Yeah, he's okay. The A file has been open, and that's the funny thing here. White has opened the A file for black. Maybe not so good,
Ooh.
but F5. Okay.
That looks
You
interesting.
need to watch out with the
Queen
youngsters.
F6. Doesn't that open the way for E5? No, maybe not because of Queen F5. But now Bishop G5 is a threat. Elliot sidesteps. Bishop G5.
Still don't
Queen
like it.
E5. Bishop f4, and now
Yeah,
White
he's
has to
trying
play e5 here. White has to play e5. What?
No.
Well,
Okay, so he can
plays
still
E5.
he can still
Well-
try for. He can still
Yeah, e5 was
e5 looks
like
good.
logical, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
Even like he exchanges on g2, but still like these pawns are very dangerous.
But if he captures, and then plays doubles his
E5
rooks-
looks very strong here.
Well, he captures and then doubles.
on the
is
A
that-
file.
Yeah.
But then White plays E6 or something like that, and just
Oh,
keeps
take
coming
on
in.
g6.
Or take on G, yeah. Although the queen on E8
Oh,
is protected.
still
Let's see
there.
what happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bishop H3 is I guess Elliott's prepared to give
Whoa.
up the exchange here. Doubles, just Black is trying to hold on
don't
positionally
understand.
here. This is not. There's some reasonableness to this. I think Black had more to worry about by White playing E5
the-
earlier.
Yeah,
think
because
you're
right now
right.
they can
The E6 was-
blockade.
Right,
you know?
he's
Yeah.
Black is playing for a blockade, but he's skating on thin ice here, folks. This is extremely complicated. That's why I want to go to the next game and not look at it. No.
But there's no next
I want
game.
to
all
avoid
the other
all
games
this.
are over, right?
Let's look at the
Yeah, that's
simple
right.
games.
Yeah, let's look at the simple.
No, no.
I said earlier it's giving me a headache, so I don't want
yes.
to watch this. Right, it's just okay.
now
Well,
what
lots
is-
of.
What is his threat? BG5?
Okay, so Black has made. Look at this beautiful blockade on the.
Wow,
the
three, like how many pieces on e5?
right.
It's like
I mean, this is Black. Black has all his pieces on the right square, and now
Ooh.
strikes with D3. Rook G2, Rook G4. He's coming in. This is
Wow.
Black somehow. This is
I don't know how he's done it, but he seems
and
to
the
have done it.
king.
no.
I don't know how
it's-
Black has done it, but he hasn't.
They ended up in the.
There's a logic to this. I mean, I haven't seen anything that's struck me as being an outright. It's if Bishop E5, King E5, and the king is
Correct.
protecting this pawn. So the
That's a very difficult ending to win. Yeah.
Bishop C1, Rook G6, Bishop goes back to
I
F4,
think
and
he
White
went
is
to C5.
making way. C5 is a big threat here. Bishop F8, sacrificing a pawn to get that B pawn rolling. Okay, so Black can't be better. He's a pawn
No,
down,
no,
folks.
No,
He's
Black's
not
worse.
better.
yeah, it's
And
like on the H.
White is making huge progress. He doesn't
oh,
take
he
on
didn't
H5.
take on H5. Look at this. yeah.
Okay. Why not?
not?
Rook takes H5.
I don't know.
Sometimes when I watch these, I guess maybe he's worried about the.
No, he said he probably will take on G7 and go King E4 and just
Maybe this is simpler.
Yeah,
King E4.
and then he goes to like Bishop E5 and
Yeah.
take.
Elliott's
Yeah.
on. Elliott's in a completely lost position here.
I'm afraid so.
Yep.
Mm.
Maybe
King
White should have been. White could have also maybe played.
Yeah, I don't think White
Bishop
would played
takes
it
B6.
accurately. Yes.
This could have a certain. Okay, so now if Bishop
What
takes
is-
G3,
Oh, I
I'll
see.
take on G3.
I'll take on
Oh,
G3 and
and
play
C5.
and
C5.
play and play C5. This can't. Yeah, Black is changes
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
Pretty
it's-
hopeless though.
Let's see. We're watching the end of this game.
How does that work? Yeah. Yeah,
Black
he-
result. Black
yeah.
Black loses.
Poor Elliot.
Yeah. Ethan Boldy beats him maybe for the first time. We'll find out eventually. Elliott's been getting roughed up lately. I mean,
All
sometimes.
the young opponents getting
Yeah,
better.
I
So
know, there's-
it's
yeah,
a
these-
combination of both.
Actually, Ethan
factors.
Bolte's game has really been
Yeah.
getting better.
Who's like his coach? Do you know who's coaching him?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
No.
I'm
I
just
mean, we're
wondering.
all his coaches.
I know.
You know.
I was his coach.
Yeah.
I called him.
She bited.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's Elliott.
We just went yuck for you.
Yeah, Elliott. Something
Yeah, we
went
feel bad for you,
wrong.
Elliot.
Okay, Elliott Winslow is in.
We liked your game for a while.
Elliot, are you going to come and comment, Elliot, or no? Are you on your way out?
I'm leaving.
Okay, Natalia,
Yes, we
come and sit down
Every
again,
game's
Natalia.
already
Are all the
over,
games
right?
over?
Yeah.
Michael won a beautiful game
was-
against
it was
Karen
amazing.
Griffith.
And who is it? Jerry Myers also played a brilliant game. I
Jerry
thought.
Mace played a really
Mace.
nice game, yeah. I think we've seen, let's see how Russell Wong won this
Boy,
game.
no, let's see how
He lost it.
yeah, how he lost it. Boy, why did he play? Why did he play with a
Who lost
B5?
this?
Well, he just has to move his king, and he's just completely and totally winning.
Who?
Unless I missed something.
Who's that?
Like 20 moves earlier. Oh, no thanks.
No? Okay, probably I'll go because Bart.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
oh,
Bart.
you're going to Bart.
Right.
All right. Bye, Natalia. Are you?
Read it.
All right. Either sit down or we'll boot you out. Or vamonos.
But look at the position where White played Queen A4 check. B5 was horrible.
Oh, that's what Jim thought.
That's what I thought. Yes.
Right. Okay. This game winding up, and we're about to wind up our broadcast here, folks, at the Mechanics Institute. Chess Club's gone really kind of quickly tonight, I think. Not sure what time it is, but all the games on the DGT boards have ended, and we're taking a look at this game. This is obviously one for White eventually. We can see what happened here.
That's a 58,000 moves.
After a whole bunch of moves, White. Oh, okay. Black went for this. This is just hopeless.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was hoping to get his king.
Yeah.
all
Good
the way
night,
back.
everybody. Who are saying good night to us. Carlos eventually lost this game. Let's see how that happened. Black played very well here to repulse the threats and
Yeah.
he did. He played
did.
an accurate.
It did look.
He played. Let's see, Queen G4, and Black finishes with a sacrifice.
Ah.
And Rook and. Does it work?
What is going on?
This is not so clear.
How did he win this?
Black. Let's see how Black won. I'm not sure Black should win this. But the king's out of the box now.
Oh, that was interesting.
This is interesting. Is right. Okay, so that pawn. This is unclear to me still what's
Yeah, I
going
still
on
don't know
here.
what's going on?
Is that a mistake? Rook
Yes.
takes G3.
Yes, because F3.
Black takes that way, and now if B5, F3, and if B6, yeah, Black, yeah.
Oh, that's just too bad.
So did White have an alternative here? I guess he was just discouraged. Black is going faster than White here. We'll have to leave this to have the engines look at. I think White's losing here. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. The only thing I could think of is Rook H7, and that doesn't look good enough.
Okay, so I'm going to say, Jim, I'm going to thank you again for joining us.
It was my pleasure, believe me.
Really?
I had a wonderful time.
She's like, really?
You're welcome. Abel, come and say last final word, especially the future and the past, or the present and the present and the past.
Just
chess
the young and the old.
directors. It's awesome.
No, it's just
seeing
awesome.
you guys together.
Awesome. You came down. I love that you're, curious about how this works and how you might apply
Well,
it to your future.
We come and go, but the mechanics stay sound.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
But no, I hope you thought this was fun.
This is a great setup. I really like the whole concept of broadcasting, allowing people to chat, and to have people talking about it and people commenting and watching what we're saying, and
Yeah.
just the whole process is very interesting to
It-
me, and I think very effective.
It just really solidifies and builds the culture of what we're trying to do.
Precisely.
We were getting some incredible feedback.
Good.
Really,
Glad to hear that.
not just in this community, the Twitch community, but like in the chess community at large. And people are coming into the club that are stepping in here, wanting to see what this is all about.
Yeah.
It's really, it's amazing.
It's nice to share the flavor of what we have here and bring more people in
Yes.
because of it. So just thank everyone here for being a part of it. Just,
Yeah.
and it's a team effort. Like I said, we have so many moving parts and
Cuts.
Paul's personality and and we got Mark working the tech over there.
Absolutely.
Juan working the boards.
You
Judith's
can't do it by
amazing.
yourself.
Yeah, no, not at all. And
You
and
gotta have a
Rika,
team.
Judith's daughter.
How did that go?
She's amazing. She not only TD'd, but she started rearranging some of the reorganizing the club itself. So
We have the youngest national tournament director in the country here.
Senior director, yeah.
Senior tournament director in the country,
and
helping
she's
us
running
out.
the whole computer. So thanks everyone for joining in and following, and we're gonna do it again next week.
Yeah, we'll be here same time next week, 7:30.
The young people
Thanks,
will take over,
everybody.
but Paul and I are here to tell old war stories.
And don't forget, before we sign off, this Saturday, 2 big events. Number one, we have the Carol Capps Memorial, G90 plus 30, FIDE rated, right here. 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. Registration on chessclub.org. And then Saturday night here at Mechanics, 6 o'clock, we will have Grandmaster Susan Polgar here. Big event. So
Thanks for reminding
free,
me.
and it
Yeah,
is
thanks
free.
for reminding me.
That
Free
event is absolutely free. Lecture and
That is a opportunity. Do not pass that up.
yeah, and this is going to be her first time at the Mechanics Institute. So
Another world
very
champion.
exciting.
Another
Yeah.
world champion.
Another world champion. She was a women's
and
world
that's
champion.
that's actually a good point. Yeah.
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 A world champion here. Okay.
So-
She is in the chess Hall of
Awesome.
Fame.
Last year, right?
Thanks,
she made the Chess Hall of
everybody.
Fame. Thank you, Paul.
And thank you, Abel, and the
My
author of
buddy.
Jim Eade, the author of Chess for Dummies.
Did you ask them that question? Like, what's better, the Idiot's Guide or Chess for Dummies?
Well, there's no longer.
all
one.
here. They're all here.
Yeah, they're all here.
Yeah, right.
All right.
thanks,
Good-
everyone.
Good night, everybody, from the
Good
Mechanics
night.
Chess Club. All right. Good.
Excellent.